No, wrong. What do you mean? Okay, can I go next then? Who else? Yeah, but on a stranded island, I press a button.
How we get here?
I was gonna bring up Dylan because that's how it all started.
Yeah.
It all started with his ass.
There. We gotta start there.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say my experiences with Dylan, and then Zuni will say theirs because they were in a group, and then it'll eventually lead down to what happened during. I think it was December or Thanksgiving. I don't know. One of those.
No, it was around. It was. I think it was like.
To be exact, it was more around
January maybe.
No, it was December because I remember Dolls came out and then like Spec was.
Are y'all talking about Dylan's expose?
Yeah.
It was December 7th, I believe.
Okay, so I'm gonna begin. So we're going like we're time traveling. Okay, so this is in June of 2020.
Right.
There was this gay boy, and he hit my DMs, and he was like, "I need a logo. I need this and that and this and that for his little K2 group." Mind you, I didn't even know what K2 was at that point. That was when I was just meeting Aja, and like she was the first one to expose me to that. I had no idea, so I was just like, whatever. Like if he needs it, whatever. Okay. So I began making like little things, but I didn't really want to do it. But I was like, whatever, right? And I guess I was taking too long because every time I was getting like, I don't even know what to call it. Like my phone was like bling 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 all times of the day, talking about can we get a sneak peek because the members want to see a sneak peek? No, they don't. No, they don't. I've been in K2 groups. No, they don't. They don't want to see no sneak peek. They don't care. But whatever. He was on my ass. Like, so I started like ghosting him and shit. And then basically he went and hit up my friend Julia, who also does edits. And that's where the main issue lied, because then he was like, "Oh, well, we'll pay Julia." Well, fuck you. First of all, fuck you, your bum ass group. And that's when like the tension started, and I cussed him out on my page, and I remember that so distinctly because he was like all the other K2 losers, he was like, "Oh my god, like she's so grown and she's like bullying a 15-year-old. Like, I do not know your age. I do not care about your age. Stop trying me. You hitting up my phone like you my goddamn girlfriend all the time for some goddamn K2 edits. Like, are you kidding me?" So that's my first experience with Dylan. Then Dylan comes back to, what was it, Chromatica? Flops. He goes in that group. He goes by a different name now. And basically, I had commented on Chromatica's, like, music video because, like, my girlfriend's friend was in that group. So I guess for some reason, he saw the comment before she did. And he DM'd me, and we began talking. I was like, "Oh, this is like a really cool person." Why the next fucking day this nigga gets exposed by that whole group chat? It was Regina Chat that exposed him for the second time, and I was like, "Oh my god, living nightmare, living hell. Will you go away?" Then he disappears, right? And I think he tried to delete Chromatica's like YouTube channel in that time. He disappears. Some way, somehow, this nigga reappears as Pedro, and now he's in a group called Array. Zuni, you could take it from there.
Yeah, so when I met Dylan, I'm not gonna call him Pedro or anything because that's not his name. When I met Dylan, I wasn't really into K2 anymore. Like, I was slowly drifting away. I was really only like there for Angel, and Angel wasn't even a K2 group at this point. Like, they hadn't gone into K2 yet, so I didn't really know why he was DMing me, because he specifically DM'd me. He was like, "Oh, we should make a group together, etc., etc. I have a whole idea and all this stuff." And he just wanted me to do lore and edit stuff for them. So I said yes because I'm not an asshole. And
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
And so he just added me into this group chat with like random people, and it was fine at first, but he wanted to specifically DM Anaya for a logo, and I didn't know who Anaya was. I didn't know that they had like any. I didn't even know who Dylan was. I had no idea who he was. So he started like low key harassing her, and I peeped it, and I was like, you should like let her chill. Like she's an artist, it's gonna take her a while. He did not listen to me, and he just kept going. So eventually I had to DM Anaya. I forgot what the original reason was, but Anaya told me everything about Dylan. So I just said, you know what, fuck the logo, don't do it, and we'll come up with something on our own. So at that point I knew I had to have a backup plan. That's how Lilith came along. That's not important, but I just want everyone to know that I was always ready to jump ship. But after that, like things were fine, and then eventually we got into a group chat with Anaya, and it was all about this Arangel collab, and that came out. Originally, I forgot what the original idea was. I know that Dylan was really hyped about this, and so we were all just talking like usually every day about this thing or just about random stuff. And I don't know if Anaya knew it was Dylan at this point. Maybe you did. Yeah, you did. So she did, but she was fine with him. We were both fine with him. And then he started doing some questionable things. Like one time we went live on Lilith and he called me a tranny. That happened. He also was just really hyper. Like he would get into arguments and then drop them as soon as he felt like Anaya was getting pissed off with him, or vice versa with me. And it just got to a point like he was just weird. And one day they had like this big fight because Dylan stole basically Angel's whole thing for this whack group called Dystopia that never came out, is now a Chigo.
And was funded by Jane.
Yeah,
with
Jane,
her flop ass company.
She let it happen. But you know.
Yeah, fuck Jane.
Yeah, but that happened. They got into a huge fight, and that's how the Dylan expose started happening, because he, first of all, he blamed everyone else in Dystopia except for himself when it was literally just him. Everyone else was
if
like,
I could find a receipt for it, I will show it on the screen. He is literally like, I will never forget that. Yeah. When he sent the screenshot of what they said, right? It was literally bar for bar Angel's concept, right? I said, tell them to whoever the fuck copied my shit, I need to know. That I was pressing him hard. I was on his ass. And he was starting to realize, like, yo, something not adding up. This is the crazy part, because before this, like, I used to talk to Shy about K2, but like it wasn't like anything serious, just to like clown on stuff, right? But this situation, it got me so upset. I went to the group chat with Shy and Johnny, and I had sent like the screenshot of what Dylan said, and I was like, yo, like they stealing my whole shit. And Shy was like, whoa. That's how Shy got involved in all of this. And it has been a very, very, very rough ride since. Like, and we're all, and Shy was the main, that's so funny, because I think it was Shy who called it. She was like, this nigga is lying straight to your face. Yeah. Like, it wasn't added up, and I was like, nah. Like, it gotta be somebody else in that group chat. And Shy was like, no, like, it's him. I'm like, just send the screenshot. We're all like saying, like, just send the screenshots of the chat. Just send the screenshots of the chat. Like, if it's one of them, just tell us so I can know, so I can confront them. Yo, he went all around the ringer, and then for some reason, I forgot what he did. I think he didn't send the screenshots, but then, no, he did. He sent something, and then it wasn't like clear what I was like seeing, and then all of a sudden he went into like this victim complex and was like, oh my god, like this is not all about you, Anaya. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Whoa. He started like gaslighting me right in front of my face. I was so scared. And I think that's at the point where I was like, okay, like I clearly have to message somebody in this group chat because he's not giving me like the full screenshots and I don't know why. So I messaged, I think it was Kayla, which, ooh, another can of worms. Another can of worms. Kayla and Jane, another can of worms. Everybody who is involved in this story has been tainted. That's basically the gist of it right now. And I told them, I was like, yo, you know, I think Dylan, who I told my entire trilogy concept, I think he stole that and gave it to like this other group. And guess what? I got the confirmation. They showed me all the screenshots and they was like, we didn't suggest that concept. It was Dylan who suggested that concept. And that's when we were done. That's when Shy, Zuni, and me decided that it was done. Like we're over it. We're exposing him. That's it. So we decided, we came up with a whole page. Well, no, it was Aja's page and she gave it to us. But we came up with the concept and shit. And we was like, no, we're airing this nigga out. And oh boy, we did not have any idea that it would blow into what it blew into.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to continue from here.
You can go ahead. I'm on Google Photos and I'm preparing.
Okay, so
right now I'm on December 9th. Yeah.
So like basically, let me also go on SWAT from my phone. But basically, what had happened, right? It was a few days after his birthday too. That's the kind of fucked up part. We decided to air Dylan out because like that was atrocious. Like it really like broke my heart. It really hurt me to trust somebody with my idea and like tell them all about it just for them to go and present it to like a whole nother group of people, and they were like seriously about to debut with that. Like, whoa, my guy. Like, so
yeah,
he like ghosted his page, but he was still on. We already knew that, but whatever.
Yeah, that night when we were exposing him, or day, I forgot like exactly what time it was, but he had been DMing me on the array page or my editing account, and he was like, what's going on? Am I out of array? And like before
I didn't even know he did all that.
No, he did. He was like, his page was like gone before I could even like try to respond. But he was like, oh, what's going on? I think I should leave array and all this other stuff. And I guess he was like, he knew something about ktubeswat, like, so he was just jumping out of the fire before his page got flooded. But that's basically what it really was. But that's basically villain origin story.
And also to add, my one of my 13th reasons of why I left KTube, array, what happened, that is so nasty, and it relates back to Regina Chat, so I guess I'll save it for later. But just know that KTube is so fucking weird with how they treat people. Moving on though, right? So we exposed Dylan.
Boom.
It gets attention from who? Regina Chat. This is how we met all of them. Well, no, I met Tom before that, but I never really like, me and Tom had like a few conversations, but this was like a real thing. Like we were all actually talking when we exposed Dylan. It was at the point where they were sending like so much shit into us that we created a group chat. This group chat consisted of Tom, Chloe, Jamie, Winter, Danny, me, Shy, and Zuni, and M. That's everybody, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the only people.
Right, exactly. So they started telling us about how they were the original group to expose Dylan. I don't know how. They did a poor ass job.
Yeah.
Just say that. They did a poor ass job, piss poor. But that's how that connection started. Because although they knew us from like ktube, we had never all talked before.
Yeah.
So basically, that was like the origin stories of the girly pops group chat. And
Well, to be more clear, I didn't exactly join the group until we thought, Cherry was being her own bully.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
oh, okay. Rewind. Shy was not in the girly pops group chat yet.
Like, I don't know if y'all had another group chat before I joined it, but
No,
I
it's the same group chat, but I guess we added
Yeah, we just added you.
you like when that Sherry said shit went down, because we had our own separate group chat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, basically that, right? We exposed Dylan. Everything is peachy fine. It is so fine that the chat starts suggesting that we expose Lynn.
Yeah.
Lynn is a weirdo. We got another exposed segment on her. Thank you to
Absolutely.
Regina Chat. She
that
just left that shit just a moment ago too. That's crazy, but whatever. Yeah, just to confirm, that whole Lynn expose, that was funded by Regina.
Yeah, that had been in the works for like a good 2 months before it even happened.
And
Because-
the crazy part is that it was prolonged because they never sent receipts.
Yeah, nothing. But they sure did tell us like she's a weirdo or they're a weirdo, and they were telling Danny to get raped or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just weird behavior from the whole chat, but
Basically. So everything is going, I guess, all right in the girly pops group chat at this timeline. We've exposed Dylan. Dylan is gone. And they want us to expose Lynn, but we are like, we're like iffy about that because they're not sending screenshots, right? So we moved past that. Now we're getting into the timeline where Sherry, I don't know how to pronounce her goddamn name.
I'm pretty sure it's just Sherry.
Her ass, she enters the timeline, right? Because for some reason, what was that? What was that?
that was my sister. That was my sister.
Wait. Oh, we don't have a highlight of that. Damn, I gotta scroll. Basically, the situation with Sherry is that at first, I had sent this thing to SWAT because we're all the three of us are in a group chat. And I was like, don't this look like suspicious to y'all? And basically, the suspicious part was that Sherry keeps getting bullied, and she is the main person getting bullied in the community.
Yeah.
For some reason, nobody else is catching heat like her. And
nobody knows why. No, nothing. She had a whole exposed page. Or not an exposed page, but just a page to bully her.
Exactly. And they came back like a fucking comeback every week or so.
Every time she released something, they were there. It didn't matter.
And we're like trying to figure out like what's going on here. Like, does it seem suspicious? And Shy was like, yeah, you sure damn do. It sounds suspicious. No, actually, Shy was skeptical at first. Now that I remember it. Yeah. I sent it to Shy, and Shy was like, I don't really know. But then I was like, no, like something seems suspicious here. Like something's not adding up. And we both looked into it, and then from that convincing, she was like, yeah, this not adding up. Right? So we go to Zuni. Zuni says it's not adding up. We decide, like some dumbasses, this is where the first conflict started. We decided to go into the Girly Pops group chat and like ask them about it and like, tell them what we think. Lord my Gotti. Lord.
Worst mistake.
Go ahead.
I was just saying like that was a huge mistake on our part because everybody in there, straight pussy. I'm not even gonna lie. Not only that, but they were so up her ass. Like, and specifically, I want to call out Tom because as soon as she got in the group chat, he was being like mad fake to her because we had made a separate group chat, to like confront her about it, and they were being nice to her at first. When we weren't necessarily trying to be mean, we were just trying to get to the bottom of it. But when you're in the group chat saying like, "Oh, she's so nice, but yeah, you're right. That seems so weird," and then you get in the group chat and you're like, "We're throwing a party for you." Hello, like
I don't know. My intentions
it's
was
really
kind of
weird.
to be mean. I ain't gonna lie. I wanted a chew down session.
Well, all right. Well, some people had mean intentions, obviously, but Tom was not one of those people, and it's not like he had to be mean, but you didn't have to sit there and be fake. And this is a reoccurring thing, which is why I mentioned it here, because this was the first time anybody noticed it in SWAT.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Like he was hammering down on this Devil's Advocate Act, and it was like just
Yes,
so weird.
basically.
But yeah, that's like just one thing I wanted to say.
It was like just awful. And then so I had to be the one to be like, yo, we think your hate page is you. Like, what's up? Like, can you confirm or deny this? Lord my Gotti, it was so bad. It was so bad in that chat. She was like dodging the question. She was trying to slip and slide out of it. All we said to homegirl was, yo, take a screen recording of your accounts and shit, right? First of all, she's blocking out accounts in the screen recording.
This.
And she also owns an account where she's a fan page of herself and the other, and I think it was Jamie or Jane. One of those two.
I think it was Jane.
Yeah, like
Jane.
Why do you have a fan page of yourself? Like we sort of glossed over that for a second, but when we came back to it, it was like this. What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, what are you really doing? It's so confusing. Like, she was putting us around the ringer for hours.
Literal hours. It went from I don't speak English well to I'm crying now to I'm struggling to take a screen record. Like I'm struggling to screen record. Like, are you well?
Like, what? I was so confused. We were all so confused because she was playing victim hard, and we're like, girl, if you have evidence to say that this is not you, just show it. Like, what is up with you? I just knew something was not right. It was not right. And then as soon as she went offline, all of a sudden a new hate page came for her birthday. For her birthday. Who was paying attention to your birthday? Like, what?
Right. I think we also did something about Cherry on her birthday, and they were like commenting on our stuff, like, oh, I knew she
posted
was
it on her birthday.
Yeah.
The whole thing went down on her birthday. Like, I remember that so clearly.
That's a trend.
Like, she was like, you guys ruined my birthday. Like, first of all, get off your phone. If it's really that serious,
literally put it down.
Put down the phone. Like, you might as well. You're not screen recording nothing. Like, hello? She gave us one video and the video barely moved. Like, all right, girl. All right, Miss Girl.
Man, that shit was like, that was ridiculous.
No, I thought I was looking at a screenshot, if I'm honest.
No, because they lasted 1 second.
Like, what were we supposed to do with that? Like, how's that?
And she was like boo-hooing. She was like, I sent you guys proof. What proof? The proof isn't even moving. Like, what the fuck is going on? No, like, let me see. All I see is like just a screenshot. No, there's a screen recording here. There's screen recordings in these posts. So like, I'm gonna save one and I'm gonna show you. Hopefully we got the one.
I just made
1 second long.
I just made a Dylan folder on the drive. You want me to make a Cherry one?
Yeah, sure. And I see it. Man, that shit was 1 second long. I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
It's one thing in K2, they just stuck with proof. Like, never got the receipts to back up their claims. Ever.
Never. Like, so it's that night, right? We're transitioning into morning now. For some reason, Miss Girl decides she needs to, because she needs to, like, you know, convince everybody that this is not her, she is not for him. She, for some reason, starts DMing us on ktubeswat to, like, play, I don't know, side detective. She want to be Robin so bad. Like, she's, like, trying to crack the code with us. And it's like, all right, okay. She's like, now all of a sudden I got receipts and I know who my bully is. And we're like, okay, whatever. Who is your bully?
Yeah.
She gonna say it's Shy. Shy who is still in this goddamn community, by the way, catfishing and
Yeah.
stuff.
I thought she was talking about me. I'm like, but you gotta be out of your goddamn mind.
No, but like, what is going on? She threw that girl under the bus so quick. They were besties, mind you. I was like, what the fuck is going on here now? Now
Like,
she's
eat at the same table.
Now she's sending us like video receipts of her and Shy's convos, and it's just like, why do we need this? And she's like, the proof is there, and I'm like, huh? She accuses someone who is in a group that has not been active like in weeks, mind you. We were pounding on their fucking doors that answered for these allegations, and their asses was not answering us. The page was ghosted. Then all of a sudden, this random ass person comes in and like, I'm a part of that group. It was like, it was starting to develop into a hot ass mess. And the worst part about it is that the Girly Pops group chat was like so flippy floppy with us that we were stressing out now. As a friend, you're supposed to be there for your friends. These bitches were like trying to make us feel like, oh, I feel so bad. Don't you guys feel bad? We ruined her birthday. It's not even her. Like, the bitch did not send any proof, mind you. But they steady saying that it's not her. Why? Because she's crying on a voice note? Really?
It's really like she wasn't crying. She just throwing in a few voice cracks, but you know.
This.
you
Like,
know.
what are you on? What are you on? And they were like so believing her, like so easy. Meanwhile, it took us 2 hours to convince them that this girl has like a split personality shit going on. Right? And it was like descending into madness because like they did not have our backs, especially when we posted like the candles and shit. They were like MIA. They were nowhere near when we were getting like shot at from all different type of angles and shit. That is a theme. That is a theme in this story, okay?
Yeah, it's crickets every time.
It's cricket. Like, what? Oh my god, we had to go through that entire situation alone. And then after that, right? So I think it was like, let me see. We posted this on December 11th. We took a little break because, you know, we thought this was going to be our last story, our last little hurrah. We popped the champagne. we was on our way. Oh my god.
We were very wrong.
December 12th. At 3 in the fucking morning, our phones start ping, 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 ping. Yo, why somebody decided they were gonna raid us? Who is that somebody? Who is that somebody who decided to raid us? You would think it was Sherry, right? No. It was motherfucking Kayla. Kayla was the CEO of Spec with Dylan. She was the one, she was in that group that Dylan was giving Angel's idea to, right?
Yeah.
She was the one who sent us the screenshots about what Dylan did, right? She was in the comment section laughing it up with everybody else when we exposed Dylan on his birthday. It was a lynching, all right? That's what it was. It was a public lynching. It was public humiliation. That was the theme. We all went out for it. Why now we got Sherry on the Jumbotron, now it's an issue. Now everybody is upset at us. Now everybody don't like SWAT. All right? It's you guys are such bullies. I liked how you handled the Dylan situation, but I don't think you guys handled this situation right. Why? Because she's your friend?
Yeah, that's really the only reason anybody had to be like, oh, well, y'all kind of messed up for this. Like, no, we did worse for Dylan. Like, it was worse for Dylan. And everybody was in the comments hyping it up, talking about, oh, I didn't like him. Everybody was sending their confessionals. But when it was Cherry, just silence. Like,
You turned into the villain.
Yeah, everyone was pointing fingers at us like, oh, not cool. Why was it cool for Dylan then? Like, what? Like, I just don't understand the flippy flopiness of them. And it's all because Cherry had this nice girl act. Oh, she's so nice. And like, and it's like, what is nice get us? She still was a weirdo. Like, that's the moral of the story. Don't be a weirdo. I don't know, but
literally, and it's so crazy how like it escalated even further when Kayla got involved and started harassing us out of nowhere. And she was like, it was Kayla who took it to the next level. 100%. 100%. This bitch
not all over live.
Literally, she posted like this VHS like filter with her crying. And she was like, oh my God, like, oh, I know. Like, oh, boo-hoo, it's not all over my timeline. What are you doing? What is going on? What is going on?
Nobody understood why she did this because everyone was asleep at the time. I think except for Shy. Shy recorded it.
Yes, Shy was the one who saw it. And she was the one keeping us updated because this girl was rating us at 4 a.m. in our DMs. Like, it was so crazy.
Yeah.
Because I was literally in like the middle of my school year. Y'all, it was like literally like winter time. I was in the middle of my school year, and I remember like we used to be up every night at 4 a.m. But I'd be having to go back at like 7:30 for school. So I remember while that was going down, like we was arguing with her at like 1 or 2 a.m. I'm like, okay, well, she ain't gonna keep me up. I gotta wake up for school. That was when the first live happened, like around like 2 a.m. She was crying. I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna say nothing. I went to sleep. Woke up at 7:30 a.m. for class. She on the second crying. I'm like, damn, did I sleep the whole day? Like, anyway, like, it's still like hours after the fact, and you're still on live talking about the same 3 black people.
No, this.
Look at yourself.
So she did
Are you happy
so
with
much.
yourself? Are you happy with yourself?
Literally,
So
like,
much.
no, I'm
It's
looking
so
back at her exposed post, and like, first of all, she made a story about us. Stop making KTube a scary place. What
Making it a scary place, but while I'm sleeping, she in my DM beating my ass. Like, bro,
like, what?
you're the scary.
Yo, she was in our DMs like the mafia, no Itsy. Like, yo, she was writing paragraphs. She was on
She was literally terrorizing us through burners. It's like 3 burners back to back. We would like restrict one account, and she'll pull out another one to call us me, and then we would restrict that one, and then she'll come back and be like, "Ha, you're bullies." Like, bro, like you're pulling these pages out like they're collars. What are you doing?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 restricted comments. I'm looking at on one screenshot, you know. One screenshot. 10 restricted comments. And that was before Shy even, that's when Shy restricted her. Before she restricted her, this bitch was like commenting like 15. Like, what? Just the story, the headline is ktubeswat bully.
Mind you. First of all, the whole gist of this was the fact that we came for her friend Cherry, the one that's a fucking. You doing all this for Cherry Jerry don't even defend herself this hard. Why are you going so hard for this little girl that does not care about you?
Like, what the fuck are you doing? And that's why
Like-
I had to air Kayla's ass out.
Like, you going so hard being her protector, bro. She don't even protect herself. She let her own best friend bully her.
Yes,
Like you not getting that same protection back. You just get it. You get it back.
at all. What? And she was on live. No, when she was on live crying, yo, I'm pretty sure Shy still has the fucking audio of
And
this
do.
bitch weeping.
And do.
She was weeping like
And
she
do.
was sobbing. She was sobbing. We didn't even say anything to her yet.
She's like,
We didn't even make our exposed.
like, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about snot bubbles in my ears. Am I supposed to take her serious? Was I supposed to take her serious?
At all.
Was I
Also, Kayla, the same person who screen recorded Dylan saying tranny and then would not send it to anybody because Dylan told her not to. Like,
Exactly.
the same weirdo.
Exactly. And you know what's crazy? Kayla also lied on us. This is where this began. This lie of ktubeswat is making ktube toxic. She's the one who started this shit. All right? Let me read her shit. It said ktube is not a fun place anymore. ktube is scary and full of toxic people who wants to bring you down. And you guys think it's fun to cancel people who are innocent? Mind you, she blamed us for leaving ktube. This is her statement before she shut down Spec Label. Hey, so I decided to end the company too. Since all of what's happening are stressing me out. I'm reading it exactly how this bitch typed it out.
Yeah.
Bad grammar and everything. It's really
Horrible.
hard, really spelled with one L. It's really hard to split the time in ktube and in IRL because you're a loser. People who don't know how to manage their time, loser, but blaming us. I'm sorry, but I'll take a leave as a CEO and close the company. So in what way does that sentence translate to ktubeswat kicked you out of ktube?
This.
Just blaming us for no reason.
Nobody worried about her, but we moved.
Nobody was worried. We did not mention this bitch out. I need that to be emphasized. We did not mention her at all. When she came at us, that's when we started coming at her.
Yeah. Like, before that, nobody was worried about Kayla. Nobody even knew Kayla was going to hop in this so hard. Like, literally hop.
Yo, we told her to take a back seat when she was like, I think Sherry is shy. Like, first of all, now y'all coming up with that theory? It's been weeks. It's been weeks. Y'all gonna put that together? Okay. Like, get the fuck out of our comment section. I hated that so much. And then she came back with a vengeance. For what? And like this post from Shy says, and once again, we apologize to Sherry. We did. That's the crazy part about it. We apologized to her. We were like, we're sorry for saying that, you made these pages, but that's your best friend and you knew it was her. So, like, what's the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I made very clear in that post that we were wrong on our end, but let's not act like Cherry wasn't out here lying to us, making it worse on her end. Because when you like the whole time she was lying, it was like low key giving us fuel to believe that she like her own pages.
She wasn't giving like no reason for us to believe that it wasn't her. She was just making it so sus. And
So
even with
sus.
the screen recording thing, I don't know if she just didn't want us to know that she had a fan page for herself like a weirdo. But that would have been better. Like, why would you have a negative account for yourself if you have a fan page?
Would it be better? Honestly, that makes more sense to her. That makes me more sense. Why do you have a fan page of your KTube account?
Honestly,
listen. Turn off the phone. Turn off the phone. Log out. Like a fan page of your own KTube account. You are not famous. I don't know how to explain this to you. Like,
Cherry obviously has a trend with fan pages.
That's what made me believe it was her. Like, if you making fake pages to hype yourself up like a weirdo, and mind you, mind you, she's the same bitch that will cry on her story every other day that she is not appreciated. Mind you, she was one of those. Like, nobody's paying attention to me. I just don't feel like doing this comeback. I don't feel like finishing it because nobody's, liking my stuff and this and that. Meanwhile,
very much Ash.
Like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. So when we stopped with that was our last little hurrah. We thought that was gonna be our last little thing. But no, Girly Pop's group chat, we returned here, right? Mm-hmm. We were proven right in the end. Everybody's like, oh, okay. Like they don't want to give us our props at all. Despite the fact that we cracked that fucking code like nothing. But whatever. We were like, okay, let's this is our last little exposed thing. Girly Pop's group chat. So y'all not gonna do Lynn? We like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you don't send shit. We're like, you know what? We're just gonna ignore that. And we said it in our own group chat, in our trio group chat. We were like, we're not gonna do Lynn because they're not sending us shit, and they didn't even come out. They didn't pop out for us for Sherry. So who's to say they're gonna pop out for us for Lynn? And guess what? They didn't. And guess what? They didn't.
Then it was silence except for Danny.
Except for Danny, like. So we were like, nah, we're not gonna do that. Like, that's not a good thing at all, right? So we decided to just chill out on ktubeswat, and we decided to turn it into like a community page. So we're giving our opinions, we're giving like song recs. We were like trying to be positive. Let me emphasize that we were trying to be positive because the girls was on our ass. Around this time, I think it's worth noting. When is this? December 19th. I made a post on ktubeswat, and I posted a screenshot of Miro. I said that this group, I feel, is gonna bring something new. Like, my interest is piqued. Keep that in mind, please. Keep that in mind, please. Now we move on to the next drama, which was Ivy. This is such an irrelevant fucking bump in our fucking discography of drama. Holy shit. I don't even know how this developed into a fight.
I think I started it. I believe I started it. Because there was that thing going around, what was it called? Zunder or Zcon. Yeah. They were in the new Zcon lineup, and I was watching the video, and they just had this girl bust out in some braids.
Yes, basically.
And I was like, why would you put this in there? Like, there's so many other trio things to do, and to mention it didn't even match anything that was going on. Like, your song is with Taylor Swift. Why are you up here hitting a hip hop number? That's what I want to know. But so I posted it. I was like, I don't even remember exactly what I said, but it was something like, this is weird. And they just came out of nowhere. Like, I don't even think it was immediately after, but they came out of nowhere like, y'all some haters.
Yes.
Like, what are you
so insane?
About?
No, they didn't even address us first. They addressed us on their story, and then they did. Yeah. And they started bucking at Zuni, and me and Shy was like, whoa, like, where'd this come from? We were so confused. We was like, who is this person on our ass in these comments? Then we realized it's Ivy. Yo, that was it. We started chewing on them. We tore their asses right up. Right up. Basically, the whole problem was them putting that Asian girl with box braids in their thing, in their performance, when they could have easily just left it out. It's such an odd choice to make.
It was so irrelevant. So irrelevant.
Like, I cannot emphasize to you how irrelevant it was. The intro had nothing to do with the main performance. So they started commenting just ridiculous shit, like, me when I'm Asian. Like, what does that have to do with it? The Asian culture is not being disrespected here. It's Black culture. Okay. And then they were like, have some respect, please. This resulted in a whole stupid ass argument. A stupid ass argument. They were taking our jokes way too seriously. This was their response. Responding because, yeah. First of all, the KKK. Anyways, in our performance, as you know, we used odd eye circle because they were 3 members. First of all, that's not the part we were talking about.
Yeah, at all.
At all. At all. You see, this is a common theme in K2. Once again, my third reason why these bitches love to deflect. You confront them on something and they'll bring up something entirely different. Nobody confronted you on using odd eye circle. We was confronting you on using the girl with the box braids. Hello?
Right. Why would we care about you using odd eye circle? Like that
Literally.
it just doesn't make sense. Not at all. But
Nothing racist was intended. Also, it's not my fault that that girl was being racist. Also, yeah, you could think our songs are trash. That's your opinion. Nothing against that. But if you're gonna criticize us, you should try to stay respectful. I don't give a fuck about what you think. By the way, like,
yeah.
why should I have to be respectful if your shit is awful? I shouldn't. Anyways, then you should try to stay respectful. It doesn't take much, but we will improve as much as we can. First of all, nobody even was speaking about their music. Like, fucking right. Like, the real issue here was the box braids. But, you know, you can never just admit to the shit that you do. K2, it's like you just have to say some other shit. And then after that, we did one on this person named. They had like, who is this? This is irrelevant. Like, yo, basically another racist. The you never know outsold person. When they were, I don't even want to cover this. Just know they were.
I don't even know who this is.
My fourth reason why there are a lot of racists in K2.
Yeah, very true.
They do very like racist and like very passive aggressive shit. And it's just like it made us feel uncomfortable too. Especially being on SWAT because like people would just up and say that we're being rude or disrespectful and this and that, and then when you look at the post, we ain't even say shit. We ain't even say like any bad shit. Just on our ass for no reason. But whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Ktubeswat, the villains. Always the villains. And then reason number 4, right? We on tape number 4. Originality. This is such a big point. This is such a big point. First of all, as you can see with the Dylan situation, I trusted someone who was the CEO of my company that my group was signed to. I told him the entire concept because he wanted to know the plans for our group ahead, and the trilogy was 3 months long, right? I trusted him with that, and he took that and he tried to give it to another group that he was in, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is one sign of unoriginality. Then we have the segment in Ktubeswat where we were like basically reviewing people's like K2 comebacks, especially when it concerned their music video. All of a sudden, now a page comes up called K2 Music Video Reviews. Lord Jesus. The thing in K2 is that people cannot see something be done and not try to replicate it 1,001 fucking times. And that's always been the main issue with me when it comes to Angel. Anytime I do anything on that page, there is a copy waiting to come. And that transitions right into Miro. Miro was like a 6 member, I think.
It might have been 6 or 7.
Yeah, 6 or 7. They were a 6 or 7 member group, right? They were under this company, they shut down, whatever. I was excited for their debut. Remember I said that in the beginning of the conversation. I said that weeks before. Why?
Nobody else was excited. I hope y'all know that. Nobody else was excited. Everyone was on Anaya ass. They're like, what is so special about this Miro group?
No, everybody was on my ass. Like, fucking, I was like their main fucking fan. I was promoting them on some next level shit. All right. Keep that in mind. I was not a hater. I was a fan. I was a fan. Everybody knew that. So you would think, right, that when these allegations come forward, because allegations did come forward, right, that Miro copied Angel. Now, this was already like a little whisper in the Girly Pops group chat, because I think it was Shy who sent it, and she was like, And I was like, all right, like, I don't know, like, maybe they just, whatever, right? Whatever. I wasn't trying to confront them, even though everybody wanted me to, because they were like, this is so obviously a rip. And I was like, I don't know, like, I just kind of want to let it be. Oh my God. It got so worse. You would think that, wait, no, I'm skipping a part. Okay. So basically, at this time, it's just like hearsay and talk. Like, people are gossiping that Miro took the idea from Angel, which the idea is the album name. I will put that up on the screen for comparison.
But the part that you're skipping is when Dylan rebranded.
Yeah, that's basically what I was gonna say.
Oh.
Continue.
Oh, okay.
Now she's silent now. Continue.
Oh, all right. So this is basically like, at this point, this is like mid-June. No, mid.
This is January 9th.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Because that's when Dressing Room came out.
Yeah, so
Bible.
Wait, but did you like kind of like buy Miro like in February?
Wait,
you like shoot Miro, where the fuck the name is?
No. The Dylan situation happened first. That's what caused the Miro situation.
Oh, so just okay. So Dylan came back after a month after his expose. And he came back with this exposing confessional page. Literally, this page came out of nowhere, and literally off the rip, we already had speculation that it was him. Like in the Girlies Pop group chat, when he started first using the page, we could tell by like how like the edits were. I'm gonna have to find the screenshots for it, but like y'all knew like from the edits and like the way the font was and the like the filters on the confession posts, it just gave him. It gave him like it was, but it was all speculation at the time, because like, why the fuck, if you're gonna return, why would you return as an expose page? Like, okay. Anyway, so it was just all speculation. But at the time, we was in our KTS prime. Like, we did not care. Ray was good. Angel was good. It's all good. So, and this was when the form of Ichigo was going well. So I did not give a fuck. Anyway, so we were just, this was like a good, cute part of K-pop, I guess. And around the time when he was posting and was active on the page, we speculated that was Dylan, but at the same time, we had hope that it wasn't. So we was treating them like they were like a regular person. We were like, oh, this person, they kind of funny. Like, I like them. That's how we was. It got so close to a point where, like, I think was it me or you? I forgot who it was, but one of us definitely DM'd the page off of KTS, and I gotta find the screenshots again, but I vividly remember DMing them, and I was like, hey, and they was like, hey, and then I was like, we should form an alliance. We like, looking back now, it's so fucking stupid. Like, I can't believe like I was trying to become friends with Dylan, not even knowing it was Dylan. Like, I would never. Like, y'all know, like, y'all know, I would never. Like, that's unlike me. I would never. And back then, I'm just thinking, you know what, it's finally somebody in KTube that's like us, somebody that doesn't give a fuck,
Basically.
somebody that speak our lingo. Whole time, the reason why he speak our fucking lingo because it's Dylan, like literally the ex-friend, the whole time. So there was one point where we was going to become friends with him, but we still, like I said earlier, we still had speculation. So, being the smart being that I am, some tests. I got provided the screenshots again, but listen, y'all, we're so
I sent
fucking
it in the group chat, by the way.
yeah, we're so weird that I was literally like, you know what, I want to become friends with you, but first, I'm gonna make you do some tasks, and it will determine whether we like you or not. It was like, this is like your do or die moment. Either you prove to us that you're an innocent person, or you're Dylan. Long story short, he proved that he was Dylan and didn't even fucking know. There was certain things, like certain questions that we asked him, and like he would try to do little shit to throw us off, aka using black emojis. Now, I'm not gonna expose his appearance, but if you know, like, you know, he is not no
Put that
goddamn black
shit
boy.
on the screen.
He is no black boy. He is not a Negro.
At all.
Negro.
At
He got a little tan skin, but he ain't no goddamn Negro. He is not black, but he, you know what, he had a few brain cells back then, so he tried to throw us off with his fake persona and using black hand emojis and using AAVE like shit, like fake persona.
Incorrectly at that, but you know.
It did nothing new. That's what they all do. Anyways, he was doing all this. I was on the vibes, but it was like, you know what? You're a little sus. You're a little sus. And then one of the last tests I made him perform, I was like, you know what? This right here, this one right here will prove every single thing. Whether it will prove whether we're wrong. I made him go on Google Photos or Apple, whatever.
The map. You made
I
him
made
map.
I made him go on map. On map, you can't fake your location. Like it's a fucking phone. You can't change your location. It will automatically like pinpoint where you are. So I made him go on I didn't matter where it was. I told him go on Apple Map or Google Photos, not Google Photos, Google Map, and show me what state you are. You know the exact house. Zoom all the way out. Let's see the whole goddamn continent if you want. Just zoom out. Because we all knew where he already was from.
In motherfucking Florida. Weirdo. Like,
now y'all
never
tune
gonna
again.
be born right.
But yeah, I just told him, go on Google Photos. Damn shit. Go on Google Maps out. This is why I'll treat him like a regular person. I was like, so if you feel kind of uncomfortable and you don't want to see where exactly you live. What?
I wasn't talking to you.
Are you talking to your cat?
No, I was. Don't even worry about it. Just continue the story.
Not them catching attitude. Anyways, like I was saying, I told him just zoom out so we could just see where you're gonna stay. Why all of a sudden this man started cooking dinner? Y'all, it was like 2:50 in the afternoon. It was literally, I vividly remember. It was like I was texting him at 3:30 in the afternoon, and all of a sudden, while I asked him these tasks, he was like, "Hold on, I started to cook dinner. Give me 1 second."
Literally.
That little boy was not cooking no dinner. The most he could cook is a can of ravioli from Chef Boyardee.
Yeah.
He was cooking a whole dinner, but he was trying to make it seem like with his fake persona. I guess he was anyway.
He was like, I got to stir the pot. So BRB. Like, what are you talking about?
Trying to act like he's struggling. He was like, hold on.
He did all that just to come back with the same location that we knew he was at. Like,
yeah, like you literally stretch your time out. trying, like, what was at the time you were able to do? Just to do wherever you literally just, all you did was make time, like, be longer for us.
Literally.
Because that's when. Anyways, he went on the map, screenshot his location. We was like, yeah, we got him. We got him. But now that we knew that information, we was like, you know what? We're going to let him have fun. We're going to let him live for a few hours. We didn't.
At that for a few hours.
We're so sick. We got that information, literally tucked it to the side. That's exactly what we did. We tucked it and we pulled it back out for when we was bored.
Literally.
Sick.
And this was after he
No, but you know what
made a
triggered it?
confession
You know
about
what truly triggered it? Was when he showed up in Ray's thing in the dressing room.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the nail in the coffin. Like, you invaded on our space now.
And when he was in there, I just remember like everyone just straight jumping, especially Danny and Nene.
The move was not hidden on an account that he had made just yesterday. Like, oh, get the fuck
right.
Like, please. But yeah, like as Shay was saying, basically what happened was Dylan made this account, right? And it was an exposed account. And basically what had gotten everybody's attention is that Dylan made posts about the people in Regina Chat. One of this being M.
Mm-hmm.
He said that M is I think like running out of ideas. They need to change their face name.
Yeah, that's what
said that. And he was the first one to throw the first stone at Miro and say that they are copying Angel, which is just so ironic. Because he is the reason why everybody began copying Angel. Because that whole situation blew Angel up and everybody now knows who we were. So ridiculous. I don't know why he did that. I don't know what possessed him to be like, I have to be the crusader of Angel now. Like, I don't know. But that's what started the Miro versus Angel thing.
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, it was the start of his little redemption arc that he's still on to this day. To this day. It's still happening, you know, with Array. But I want a little intermission for ktube in their treatment of Array.
Wait. Because let me just explain the Miro situation. Because it's what he did that caused the whole thing to like fucking crumble. Basically, he threw the first stone at Miro, and instead of being mature about it, for some reason Miro DM'd us on Angel, and they were basically telling us that, hey, can you tell him? No, it didn't go down that way. Actually, I remember it now. I DM'd Miro. I was the one who DM'd Miro, and I told them, hey, we think this account is Dylan. Just, block them because clearly he has a hate boner out for you, and it's not going to be nice. Like, once Dylan hates somebody, he's just going to keep going. Like, just block him, right? For some goddamn reason, they start DMing Angel, and they're like, well, can you convince him to take it down, and this and that? How did we go from, hey, just block this page, to now you're dragging me into it, dragging my group into it, to now play defender for you, when you could just literally say these things to him, or you could just block him like I said. But no, I have to be the nicest person in this world, even though I get treated like dust. I decided, okay, I'm gonna DM the page, and at this point we already knew it was Dylan, but like, we hadn't exposed him yet. Like Shai said, we took the evidence down to the side.
Mm-hmm.
I had DM'd the page, and I was like, hey, can you just take this post down with, Miro and this accusation, because it's really hurting them, like they're about to debut, and people think that they're copying off of us. Dylan will not budge. Dylan's like, oh, once I make the post, I can't take it down, and this and that. And it's just like, nigga, who are you? Like, this this confession is about my group. If I want this post taken down, I can have it taken down because you're accusing this person, and it was his confession. Nobody else was sending no fucking confessions to that page. It was
Right.
like 13 followers. Like, come on now, stop playing it in my face, please. So that happened, and then on top of that, right? I'm thinking the situation with Miro is solved because obviously I cannot get the page, I cannot get the post down. But I'm like, just block them. Like, just block them. You don't have to see his post. Just block him. And I kept saying that. And they were like, okay, like, you know, I guess it's not going to be resolved. I was like, okay, whatever, right? So now this accusation now trickles on to K2
Oh.
another can of worms, whatever. K2 posts this confession that basically accuses Miro of stealing from Angel. Then there's another confession to rebuttal that, and it basically like kind of threw a shot at Angel and was like, oh, how you don't, actually it's right here. It's right here. Wait, let me see. Let me no, is it this one? No. We posted the confession on our page. Here we go. They said, chapter is in English words. Sue J.K. Rowling for using chapters in the Harry Potter book. Dear God, people are so obsessed with Miro. They're jealous, right? We were like, whoa. Then we look in the comment section, and here we have this one. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name. I don't care. I'm just going to put the screenshots on the screen when I see them. Please, I was going to use chapter for a caption or something because my storyline is based on a book, but now I'm kind of scared I'm going to get canceled. First of all, nobody knows you. I don't know you. I don't care about you. I use chapter in my solo account, and guess what? We all don't know your solo account. We don't care. And this dumb bitch Ellery's like, I'm going to protect you. Losers, losers, losers. First of all, the first loser that commented is a thief. And we expose him for being a thief. That's so funny to me, but whatever. So basically, people made these confessions on the K2 account, and they started throwing shots at Angel. And what did Miro members do? They started to collect in the comments like fucking losers. Cactus being the main loser, basically throwing shots at Angel, making it seem like, oh, we're doing too much. Nobody owns the word chapters. First of all, that's not even the once again, I'm gonna put the fucking album titles on the screen and you will see for yourself. Niggas be trying to play me. Like, stop. And they were like the main ones throwing shots at it. It's just like, yo, like, I defended you against these allegations. I was there for you. I promoted your group. I had your back through all of this. So why is it that you get one little comment that's defending y'all, and you decide to go out on a limb, take it 5 yards, and start dissing us? Like, what? Yeah, what reason are we on? What tape are we on? 4? My 4th reason, right here. Because what? Wow. And it's so crazy because they threw shots at us publicly, but now in private, Ash, who is your aquarium, I'm gonna put her goddamn, listen, everybody's fucking YouTube channel is going up on this goddamn screen. Everybody's social is going on this goddamn screen because I had enough. Like, everybody done try to flake out and like evacuate Instagram. No. Everybody's gonna air it out. Ash DM'd me. She threw shots. Her and her group threw shots at me publicly. Decided to DM me to apologize and to admit that, oh, when I looked back, it does seem like people in our group took inspiration from you. Girl, fuck you. Go fuck Tom, because Tom, this is the second time that Tom was around when my idea got stolen. He was around when Dylan suggested the first concept, and he was around when Ash did it. And yet you didn't defend me. You didn't tell me. You just believed Ash at her word when she said, oh, like, it's based off of books and all that bullshit. You know it came from me. It's the literal same title. Like, Tom never defended me until it was too late. Until it was like, dude, I could do this myself. Like, get the fuck, like a deadbeat dad, basically. Like, you're trying to come back in my life after abandoning me. Girl, fuck you. Like, no. So yeah, reason number 5, array. Go ahead, Zuni. Not you silent now.
My fault. I was muted for a second. So what are we on, 5?
Yes.
Okay, so my 5th reason or tape or whatever. I think this is like directly after everything we just said when a race started going downhill. Um, and I'm not trying to be. I got a big head, no, nothing like that. I just think Array was a moment, and I feel like the treatment that Array got in return, wild, absolutely wild treatment, and I knew there was something wrong when Array was getting harassed. This is like way down the line, but I knew that something was wrong when Array was getting harassed for caring about the earth. This is
Wait, you gotta start from the beginning.
from the
What
beginning.
happened?
From the beginning,
Basically, Losers and Regina Chat decided that because Dylan was in the group that they were gonna raid Array's debut music video and mass dislike it, not caring about anybody else in the group. Losers
didn't know anybody else in the group, by the way. They just knew that Dylan was in it and decided to mass report like the whole video. And you know what? That's fine, because that's how Array got like 300 views, or what was it? 100, 200 something
Fame
views
era.
in like 24 hours. Yeah, the fame era. So I wasn't really upset about that. I didn't know that was going to be the catalyst for the downfall of Array at the time, because I never thought they were going to skyrocket. But that's something that happened after Dylan left. After Dylan left, of course, here come Regina's. They come, they're like, oh my God, Array is so good. The rebrand, the video, the cultural reset, everything. They were all into it, having their little fake, oh my God, you guys are so great, etc., etc. And there was no problems for a while. Like for dressing room, everybody liked it. But Array had some internal problems. A lot of them, actually. A lot of lineup changes after Dylan, and I specifically blame Dylan for this. I think Dylan gave Array some type of curse, some type of group STD that he passes around to all his groups, because it was bad. Like the amount of lineup changes we had, Mimi, Lucy didn't do shit and left. Didn't do shit except eat my food and be lesbians in their little room, but it's whatever. And we had who else? Don't even know who else. We had Aksa, if that's how you say it. Aksa Saka Sad. I don't have a problem with them. I just have a problem with the work Array was given. But that's just me. And then to her first taking I think after Ichigo, because she was the creative director for Ichigo. If you didn't know, probably didn't, because nobody gave her props, but and and so yeah, it was a whole thing. Array was basically passed around by everyone in ktube internally. Nobody really knew. But then after this, it took a while for Array to come back to SSP, and she didn't do so well because
the support was given minimal.
Yeah, minimal. Like especially from Regina or the Girly Pops group chat, which was so wild because we supported everything they did, even when it was complete garbage and trash. But it's just wild. Like they just didn't care, I guess. But that's that was thing one. And then there was hold on. Okay, so yeah, after SSB, who was it that joined? I think that's when everybody started leaving. Like Ox, well, Ox, like I said, didn't really leave, so I kind of kicked them out. But Mimi and Lucy left. Then there was just me, Val, who had never left or anything, and Shy in the group. Anaya joined after this. And that's how we got to after that came Lunatic. Wow. Like Lunatic did better than SSP, and I don't really know what exactly got SSP its like bad rep, because that was supposed to be a successful era. Like there was a lot of people who were supposed to be supporting Array that era, but it still flopped like worse than any other. Like, and I just don't understand. But you know, there's that. There wasn't really any problems during Lunatic until before it dropped, which was when that whole thing happened. I don't want to like reveal exactly what it was because we're gonna have a whole talk about it. It's like extremely long, but that's when girly pops had their little disbandment era.
Oh yeah, I thought you was gonna bring up the thing. I was getting
Oh,
for that whole shit.
the purple wig.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. After Lunatic like came out, this is a little while after it came out. Jesus fucking Christ. Like this account came out of nowhere. Literally a KRP dispatch. Not even supposed to be here. I don't know how they got let in.
Literally.
But there's this random like tell about Array that just popped up, and they were like, I don't like Array's innovative lore. It's not cool to use the planet as a concept. Like what are you talking about? Like obviously, and this is I said this when this was going down. Obviously Array did an okay job with it because there was literal accounts DMing Array to repost their fake ass what is it called? What's it called?
What are you
I
talking?
don't fucking know, but their their Save the Planet campaign, yeah, that thing. Yeah, there were literal accounts asking to repost it, and so obviously they didn't do fucking horrible like these people were acting, but they were just like, it's not cool, like it's weird. You have this weird innovative lore, so we were like, we got into this huge fight with this account, and I don't remember what exactly started it. I just know that we commented about it or something, or we posted about it on SWAT.
She's basically illiterate. Like,
yeah, this is
it started, I think, because I commented, but I said y'all, and she took that as in I was talking to her, when really I was talking to the person who wrote the confession. Obviously, I don't know them. That's why I said y'all. From there, hot mess. She began arguing with Zuni and Shy, and oh my god, ninth circle of hell.
Literally was mad for hours because Shy said, I'm gonna take your kneecap. Like,
yeah, I wish that bitch lose her fucking knee.
Yo, she came out of fucking nowhere. I'm dead.
Literally. Yo, this knee comment had her so fucked up. Like she was going on about this kneecap. She was like, you threatened me to take my kneecaps. That's so disrespectful. All this. She randomly started saying, "Oh, I'm rich and I'm pretty and all this all this." Can y'all say the same?
Out of nowhere, like
right.
Like, whoa, like, baby girl, we wasn't even talking about no income or nothing.
I think it's because we said get a job or something.
We did not say that. We didn't say shit to her about a job or nothing. No, she came out of nowhere.
Yeah. If anything, people say that to us. We don't even bring that. Like,
I know people were saying we should get a job.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, me and Shy was working. Like, oh my god, hell on earth, hell on earth.
Show her while I'm on the clock. Like, wow, okay.
There was like halfway through, she just dropped this whole I'm big, I'm bad act to just play victim. Like, oh, Anaya's bullying me and she a grown woman. I'm not. Girl, Anaya wasn't even.
And I wasn't even
active.
That's always the case. I'm never even in the argument. I don't even be stepping into it, and then guess what? Now my age being brought into it. Girl, I don't know you. Like, I don't know you. I'm not talking to you. Like, they be itching to argue with me on that account. I just know it.
It's so weird. Like, it's always me and Shy were in an argument randomly. You're a grown ass woman. What are you talking about? Like, Like, who even, like, Anaya never be active. We have to say this every time. There's 3 admins. Randomly, suddenly, somebody got a heart murmur. What are you talking about? Like, it just be so random. Such random
Always
takes from
including
these
me.
people.
They
So
want me
random.
to be the bad guy so bad. It is so insane to me.
No, literally. Like, it's like they want to fight Anaya, and since she's not there, they're just, like, manifesting. Like, that's what it feels like. Just manifesting her. It's just so, like, do you want to fight with her? Is that what it is? Like, I don't really understand. And every time something happens with ktubeswat, like, this is, like, such a repeated offense or whatever. But anytime something happens with ktubeswat, somebody brings an age into it. And Anaya never be, like, fighting with them, but her age is always brought into it. Like, what is y'all's fucking issue? And this is this happening again was the, like, I guess the last straw that brought us to make this video recently.
Yes, so basically we're now at the point of the timeline where wait, are we? Yeah, I think we are at the point
Where
of
the
no.
disbandment with
Actually we have to rewind back.
oh,
Because
yeah.
we have to start with Murray.
Oh,
That is the point of the timeline. But basically what Zuni said is like somebody that we know brought up my age, but they said something like very extremely bad. So that's
yeah.
what brought us to like say all of this and for me to leave KTube. And this is basically like my memorial for Angel because I have to say like every single thing that we have been through in these months because it's insane because I feel like when you see the incidents happen isolated, you don't really think about like what the person feels or the impact it's had on them. But once you hear them like back to back to back, you start to realize like, holy shit, this is kind of insane and it's kind of wrong.
Yeah.
So,
Because this happened like months, like back to, like, it wasn't even like a whole year, like half a year. Like, this has been
months back to back
to back.
to back to back. So basically we're rewinding now, right? So we're going back to maybe December. We're going back to December. And this is when the first time Tom introduces the idea of a group called Murray in the group chat. I knew that he was coming up with a group with 5 people before then, and he DM'd me privately. This was before like the Girly Pops group chat. He told me like, hey, you know, like I'm starting this new group with my friends and I'm really excited for it, and I'll finally have a group where I'm not doing everything. That is very important to remember. Okay, remember
a very
that.
important detail,
right? So now we fast forward to maybe December. December. Tom now introduces the idea of Murray. It officially has its own name, Murray, to Zuni and Shay. Oh, Shy. Zuni and Shy, right? And basically, he was like teasing it in the chat. Like, he was saying, oh,
for no reason, by the way.
Literally, he was like, well, this is a group and it's going to be like a cultural reset. It's going to be so good. And we were excited. We were really excited. And we were like, well, show us what you're talking about. Cause like, we don't know, like he's being so vague. And he's like, well, no, it doesn't make any sense. Cause we're going to debut next month, which was January. He said this in December. He were going to debut in January, right?
Mm-hmm.
January rolls around. No Murray. No Murray. We're like, we give them like a few like days or whatever, especially because like Angel's comeback was happening, so it wasn't like Murray's debut wasn't like the focus for now. Plus dressing room was coming out, so like, and Azur came back too, so it was like a lot was going on.
A lot was going on that month.
Exactly. It was like a really nice month for us, so we wasn't like really pressing them. But then February came around, and now we're like, yo, where's this group that y'all been speaking about for like weeks and telling us like we can't show you anything because like we're gonna debut next month, so you're gonna see it anyways. That's what he told us. Never happened. It was around my birthday, in fact, and we were now starting to like question like what's going on with the group, like, you know, is it coming soon? And that's when trouble first began to, you know, rise up, because
First tensions, basically.
yes, basically, because like I had already like let it go because I was like, whatever, like this group is never coming out. No offense, not to be like I didn't believe in them and all that, but like there was like the updates were not updates at all. Like it's the type of updates you get from like a scam company, like
Yeah.
that type of update. But Shy and Zuni were like still excited for it. Well, maybe not Shy. I think Shy just wanted to be messy.
Not even. It was just the fact that I don't know. For me, it was like the whole group chat were basically active K-tubers, and everybody had their own project that was active. Like even though Murray wasn't active,
Oh,
Tom
that's
still
another
had
thing
his.
too, though. Like they
Yeah,
used to talk about it a lot.
yeah, they was always teasing to us. They will always talk about it, and then everybody had their own solo active careers. But the whole project where they supposed to be together, it wasn't active as they made it seem. So it was like they was dangling a tree over our head, and then we'll pull it away every time we snapped it. So it was like, what the fuck? Like, are you gonna give it to us or not? And that was basically how it was for like a good 2-3 months. Us
Right.
like us trying to like pull their teeth. Like, what's tea? Like, either you want to spill fully or just shut up about it. Cause
Yeah,
that's
that's
how it really was.
basically like how the tension began between like SWAT and Girly Pop's group chat, because Shy and Zuni wanted to know, like they were like, yo, stop telling us about this shit if you're not gonna like tell us the full thing, if you're not gonna show us something. And Tom didn't like that, and neither did Winter apparently. I don't know, Winter kind of like bucked out of nowhere.
Winter
It made
a
Shy
weirdo.
it made
Weirdo.
Shy like, what? And they were like, no, like it got like really heated in there. Like I don't think we still have the screenshots from it, but like there was like some tension. And I was telling Shy, I was like, Shy, stop poking the bear. Like stop,
Nah,
stop. And Shy couldn't tell. She was like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, do you not see these responses? Like they are on you.
if we talking about tensions, when we get there, we gotta mention that night where Tom had this literal split personality breakdown. I don't know what it was,
I think we
but it
could
was
just
wild.
mention that now. Basically.
That was wild. I don't even know how to like start this story time or whatever, however you want to call it. But
So basically
yeah, I remember what happened. Basically, we were under Tom's label at the time, Meet Array.
and this is
And then,
after like Murray debuted, I think. No, they
yeah,
was
I
in
think
the middle. It was like in the
yeah,
middle
they
of
was in the
posting.
middle of debuting. I believe that's what it was. But um we were asking for some promo because Array was in their flop era at this point, and nobody was active on Phonic, if that's how you say it. Nobody was active there. And we were like, hey, what's going on? They were talking about doing this, putting this group together when they hadn't even like finished Murray fully. They were talking about all that. And so we were like, okay, you have all these plans. Can you give us a repost at least? Like, can we get that? And Winter was like, well, Tom isn't active. I have to take over all this stuff. And we were literally just asking for promo. Then she somehow, the conversation turns into what Murray was going to be,
Because they
which was
always
like,
do. They always
yeah,
bring up Murray. Somehow.
yeah,
But we the bad guys. Like
this. But apparently the concept was, because I have to mention this to see how ridiculous Tom was acting. The concept was like, they lost in this zombie world or something, or this apocalyptic world, and they gotta escape something to do with zombies. I remember that. But Tom wake up out of nowhere. He look. I don't know why he came to me first, because that's exactly what he did. But he was like, his attention was on both me and Anaya. But I guess he just seen me first and threw the first punch at me, because he woke up mad as hell, and he was like, you don't fucking know me, Ziggy. Nobody knows me. Winter doesn't even know me. She's known me the longest.
This
Like, what are
fucking
you
villain
talking
origin
about?
story from Tom out of
Literally.
nowhere. Like, he was
And I
on
was
Sunni's
so
ass.
confused. I was so confused. And me and I were like, we just asking for promo. Like, why are you going off like this? And Winter was confused even. Like, she didn't even know what was going on. Like, none of us knew what was going on. So we were like, Tom, just go back to bed. Like, it's not that deep. Just go back to bed.
Yes.
And while we was like, he woke up with a gun in his hand. He come back. He came back. And he was like, oh, y'all still going? All this other, like, he just so hyped. I'm like, can you go to sleep so we can like be not on the tens? Like, I got chills on my spine right now. You need to chill.
That's so funny. Because around that time, I wasn't really active in the chat because I was like freshly I was working a lot around that time. So I missed a lot of conversations, but I vividly remember y'all like talking about that and like what about it? Damn. What was I gonna say? Fuck, I forgot. Hold on.
I think we brought it back up in SWAT.
Yeah, I believe that's what it was. And we were joking about it for a while. Like a while.
Yeah, because what the hell? Yo, he was like on Zuni's ass, and I was like, Tom, go to sleep. Like, yo. It was like we were trying to hold him back from choking Zoo, and he was like not having it. It was crazy. Like, no. Like, he was like dead ass.
He had some beef with me, and I don't know what it was. Like, it was so. I just got a text message. Okay. It was wild. I don't even fully like remember all that happened that night, because I was really just focused on what Tom was on and what drugs he took. Like, he took dressing room to the fullest.
Like, I don't know. I still to this day I cannot figure out why he just went off. Like, he woke up at 3 a.m. He was just like, fuck everybody in this group chat. I'm like airing this shit out. I just feel like if Shy was up, that would not have gone down. But you know, I feel like she would have put a stop to that so quick.
Yeah, it would have been a different story. A whole different story.
No, he was doing a lot. Like, whoa. So that there was already a tension from that situation, and us basically saying like, yo, where's Marae? Because like it had been like 2 or 3 months and the debut ain't here. Right? What was the other argument? This is like, we started having arguments like way too frequently. Like, it started being like back to back.
I remember what it was. I think we had an argument about Shy and how they didn't support her ideas or give her
Yes, I remember I confronted them on that.
Yeah. Because whenever SWAT would do something like expose someone for them, they would like be all up on Shy's ass, like, oh, you have the sleigh, you're eating them up, so some, and they would just be like hyping her up. But when any of us would like send a concept or Ichigo, for example, because Ichigo was Shy's idea, we sent it there, crickets, absolute crickets. There was no noise made. But anytime they sent some mediocre ass shit, it was just like everyone erupted. Everyone was up. So that was like a big problem. And I'm pretty sure Anaya like got onto them about that, and we were all having a conversation about that. I don't know if Shy was active during that time, but
I think she was, but like
I definitely was, and I was scared because I think. Well, looking back now, I definitely understand why Anaya was mad the way she was, because like we was like, I'm not gonna act like we wasn't tight as friends. Like there was really one point where I saw them as like my besties. Like we talked every single day, we joked around every single day. It was like every day, and like we used to stay up late nights with them, like for months and weeks. Like I'm not gonna say like I was cool with them at one point, but I think really the problem was that our friends were based around just negativity. Like it was always fun in the group chat when something happened. There was like segments on KTS when we always had a segment on KTS. It was the most active, the most funniest. It was like very engaging. But when it came to like stuff that wasn't based off of like, you know, drama, it was like crickets. Like everybody suddenly was inactive. Nobody. So when it came to me, like helping with Chigo, and like finally, like after bullying Chigo, so we finally did, and on their part, like as friends would do, if it was like a regular group chat, once I sent a Chigo content in there, anybody else like cheering me on, but with them it was like literally crickets. Like it was quiet. Like energy was not there. But at the time, I really didn't care. But Anaya, she went the fuck off because it's like, how come any other time, if we're not talking about anything that doesn't involve like it was so weird because we would get like us SWAT, we would get the most praise. We're dragging somebody, but when it came to like actual KTube stuff, it would be like a little like dimmed down at times. And it was like dimmed down the most when fucking Ichigo finally came out, and it was fucking quiet. And then when I gotta find the screenshots, but when they was crickets for me, Anaya, like, she chewed them up so bad. She was like, "Oh, y'all like it when Shy is y'all fucking pit bull, but when she actually does something and y'all being quiet, why y'all not cheering her on? Oh, y'all better come here." It was scary. It was scary. Very scared. I was scared. Was y'all scared? I was very scared. And then
I remember something. You can go.
what are you talking about? Just you.
I said, I said I remember this is like the first time any of us had a problem with Jane, because Jane was just seeing the group chat, and Anaya was like what the fuck, like why are you seeing the group chat, like it's your group, and Chico is under your company, you should be the first one to praise her, something like that. And that was like the first problem with Jane ever, I believe.
My bad. My shit started acting up. But yeah, like basically, what was I gonna say? I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Completely forgot what I was gonna say.
We had the second fight in Girlie Pops, right?
Sacrificial.
But yeah, if we're still on the timeline, I believe that happened. Legal argument definitely happened when Ichigo finally, like, I don't know if they already debuted it or started releasing teasers. So that was around February-ish. That happened around February-ish. So that was when like tension really started to form. It started to form a little bit even before that when we caught M teething off of Aja. But
Oh
that,
my god!
let's go. That was a little bit before that, but hey, I mean, unless y'all want to cover that, doesn't really matter right now. I think that's like a little path in the storyline. That's like background lore.
It's like a pebble, you know.
Yeah, it's like a little. This is something, but it's not really all that. But that was in February, and then as far as I can remember, I remember Ichigo and Mira were coming back around the same time. So time where we was active on SON Moon, the chart. Around the time Mira was running for our chart, the same ago, Anaya just so happened to fucking break down on her Instagram on Angel's page and expose the fuck out of what's the boy named Cactus?
Yes.
Yeah, Cactus.
Ash. And around that time, I think you just let go of everything that you was holding back in January. I vividly remember because if like especially like y'all don't know, but like in SWAT, I would choose so bad on Miro for fun. Like I literally
no, it was at the point they literally had Anaya and Shy had a fight about this. I remember this fight.
Bro, like I did not
Scared.
Yes.
I did not understand why Anaya was going so hard for a fucking group that did not fuck with her as they should have. Like I kept telling her, like, bro, they're not riding for you. Bro, what was it that they did where like they kind of threw you under the bus? I fucking forgot. It was when Dylan was on his exposed page talking shit about them.
Yes, sweetie, we already explained that. Like 15 minutes.
Yeah, so to connect back to that, I never liked how if in their I didn't like how when it was in Mimi's DMs, they could apologize to her for literally revealing that they did in fact thief. But in public, like her name is literally getting like slandered. Like, cause at the time, like their friends was on ktube Tell Me page talking shit, literally dragging Angel and all that, being like very passive aggressive publicly,
Basically.
but behind the scenes, they were like, "Oh my bad." Like, what the fuck? That like I never liked that. If you're a real bitch, you gonna calm your bitches down if they going off. Like that's how I see it. But no, it was letting her getting slandered in public, but in private, they try to act all fake, sad for her and like very grateful and shit like that. And it's like no. So I kept telling her that whole January, like, bro, drop them. But she kept going hard for them. It wasn't until like the week of SLN first chart. You didn't explain that part. I'm not sure if you already went over that. But
I didn't even bring up the chart page. So continue.
I mean, we might as well. It's a part of our history.
Basically.
But all right, so let me explain my part. I can't explain what I was going through. Like I remember some parts as to why, but she won't have to explain it on her own. But when she finally came to realization that they're fake, she was literally on Instagram venting on Angel's story, and everybody was seeing it, of course. In the midst of her doing that, she went into the girlie pop chat, and she basically vented to Tom. Who else? It was Tom that you called out for knowing that shit was happening.
Yeah.
It like at this point, this is like the second time I was aware of like TV happened. Tom was aware. This is the second time Tom was aware of something bad happening towards Anaya, but not taking action. And I think that was like the main drifts that was like to like experience. Because we was all, mind you, like I said earlier, we was all besties, but it wasn't given true bestie. Like it was like friends for K2, but it wasn't like genuine friends. Because if that was like I would never since I would never let that happen to any of us. But them, when it came to them, like they would like let disrespect happen to you and they will only show support within that group chat. But when it came to publicly, it was like it was not given. So, but yeah, you go ahead and continue.
Damn, where are we continuing from?
You was
I
going
done
to
forgot.
say,
I thought you was gonna bring up the chart page about what they did. Not the girly pop group chat. Basically Ash and Mira and all them.
oh,
And Lynn.
Oh,
It was
fuck
Lynn.
Ash. Oh,
uh,
yeah.
I don't fucking know. I just
I know what you're
remember
talking about.
what?
I said I know what she's talking about. It was when Miro got like second place or something. No, they didn't get second place. They just lost, like some losers. But you know, Chigo won, and on the page, Lynn was like cracking jokes or something, or she was congratulating Miro only. Like she didn't even acknowledge that Ichigo won when like people on the Miro page were like, "Oh, congrats Ichigo, my sister group, teehee," or stuff like that. Lynn was just steady being a weirdo, and she did that multiple times. She did it on Ichigo's actual post, so no fucking idea if she's just like an Ichigo anti. I don't know what the fuck it is, but
Everybody's an Ichigo anti.
well, basically. If we really deep it, but that's like just one of the things that happened. The first thing before Lynn actually got exposed.
Oh, yeah, so we're at that point in the timeline now. This day, hell on earth. Basically, for some reason, now all of a sudden they want to show receipts. It has been months, mind you. This happened in May. Was it May? Let me look. We've been in this group chat for months now. Basically, is the premise here, and they keep bringing up that Lynn is a menace. I done seen Lynn being a menace when they basically added Kiki under basically. Jamie went into Nora's account and she posted, and for some reason, we were all joking. Everything was a joke. Everything was fine. For some reason, Lynn takes it upon herself to add Kiki in this post. Now, we're going to go over why this is so bad. But for now, it just seems like, okay, she added her. But trust me, this was a form of bullying. And Regina Chat are bullies. Mind you, first of all, I just need to just speak out about this. You have to be the biggest loser on earth to name your group Regina after a bully, like,
Yeah.
and then get mad when people call y'all bullies. Like, huh?
Yeah.
Did we get the same script? Like, they had Parker going on an entire PR run for them, saying that, oh, how Regina aren't bullies. Then why y'all name Regina? Losers.
Yeah.
Losers.
sense.
All of you. But whatever. Basically, Lynn was trying to start something by adding Kiki in that. And then they DM'd Kiki on that same account. So from there, I already was like at my limit with Lynn. She already did like so much other stuff, but that was like a little too much because I was still cordial with Kiki and both parties. So I was like, why are you just bullying her now? Like, that's weird. Like, it's getting a little weird now. I don't like that, right? So I think it was a few days or like weeks after that. I forgot what triggered it in chat. I think she said something. No. It was the scam. It was the scam. I just remembered it.
The April Fool's giveaway?
Oh yeah.
Yes, explain that.
Yeah.
Explain that, and then I'll come in and just explain the whole Lynn thing.
Yeah, so I forgot who she was doing it with. It was one of her mutuals, but she basically faked. I'm definitely getting screenshot for it right now. She basically faked a whole giveaway. It was like them little them Easter giveaways, but it was an Easter giveaway or just like a regular one.
It was
because
a
it wasn't.
money giveaway.
It was it was a money giveaway. Was it for albums?
She said she was giving away like $100 or $1,000. Like,
Yeah, some dumb shit. First of all, I don't care what y'all say. Everybody, if as young as y'all act and claim, nobody is easily giving away $1,000. Not to
I knew
not
it
to
was
some
fake
fucking
off
JK
top.
cookies, bitch. Like, come on now, it's never that serious. And I
Like,
don't know who's dumber, her for making a fake giveaway or the people that actually believed it and then got the nerve to be mad when they realized it was fake. Her, she like, come on now, like Ben literally had no room to give away $1,000 when in reality she literally had her own side hustle in ktube, like her page. She literally
yes.
separate page to resell albums and photo cards and literally scraping her own pennies off the ground. And y'all think she's giving away $1,000 like that for a fucking giveaway? No, everybody should be shamed. Not even just her. Everybody.
And they was liking it up. The post got what,
She
1,000 likes?
She gained so many followers off that shit.
So man, she got like 10K. Yo, it was crazy. And then she wanted to play an attitude when they started calling her out.
Yeah, like she was dumb for even. Like, why would you do all that? Like, I understand, like it was the April Fool's prank, but there's some people that doesn't wake up in the fucking morning and be like, oh my god, it's April 1st. Let me trick people. Like, there's some people that doesn't wake up and think about that, but it's holiday. Like, only people.
Like, literally.
But April Fool's Day always been like a childish day. Not everybody wakes up and sees and is aware that this is a day for pranks. There's a lot of poor people in K2 that really thought they had a shot in getting some money, providing for themselves, and providing for their families. Whole time she can provide for herself. Like, it was just embarrassing. The whole thing, just embarrassing.
Now I just found her other account. Lord Jesus. Anyways, ew. To June 29th? Didn't we been? She making pages for herself. Whatever. So basically, now they all are like so dedicated to getting Lynn exposed. Before, it wasn't enough that Lynn has said that she hopes Danny get raped. Real thing that actually happened, by the way. She actually said that, by the way. And they were all there when she said that, by the way.
Yeah. And she was still in the group chat, by the way.
She was still in the group chat. Still lounging around. Still chilling out. Danny got to pass by her every day. But whatever. That wasn't enough. No. It takes this giveaway and us saying, yo, this is wrong. This is weird. For them to finally, like, put a kick to it. Add some initiative. It takes that, right? So we're like, okay, whatever. Just give us the screenshots. We're going to expose Lynn. And we did. And guess what? It was crickets again. From everyone but Danny. It was crickets again. It's just so crazy.
Yeah, and that was so funny because, like, I know y'all said earlier that Lynn was been supposed to get exposed back in December. Like, if you're familiar with KTS, the page itself had thousands, like hundreds of victims on that page. And to be truthful, Lynn was supposed to be like the second or third victim on that account. Like, she was supposed to be either her slot was supposed to be Cherry's or she was supposed to be like she was either supposed to be in Cherry's slot or Ivy's. Because I remember, like, around that time, like, the girly pop group chat was fresh. And, like, they was literally trying to, like, make us post her next. But when we kept asking for more receipts, they was doing more telling than showing. Like, a lot of storytelling and not a whole lot of receipts. Like, I'm not saying they never showed any, but it wasn't enough for us to like really expose her for. We had to have like contents on contents, not just one or two screenshots. Like, we needed proof, so we didn't go out looking crazy. And back in December, like, they was trying to make it, but it ended up not really being like the main, like, focus, because like I said, who else happened? Right around that time, something else had happened on KTS where like we had more people end up going with another segment. But back then they couldn't provide the receipts that we really needed. But it wasn't until that goddamn giveaway we had stories, screenshots, like everything that we ever needed back in December. Literally came out flying. Like, it was prepared this time. Like, okay,
Literally.
But I think that was like one of the things that always annoyed me about them. They will always tell us stories about what happened, but when we asked for like receipts, it was like pulling teeth. Like, literally every time.
They was protecting her at that point. Dare I say it?
Oh shit. Oh, okay. All right. Well,
that's what it feels like. It has been months. Like, they could have brought that up at any other time. They tell us until like the end of the line about what she said to Danny. Like, that's your friend. How you let that happen? How you let those people be around your friend?
Right.
I don't get that at all.
And it's a very common trend. Like, they just never have receipts, and that's what eventually led to the demise of girly pop.
Yeah, but there was a fight before that. It was a fight before that. What was the fight? It was me. It was me who started it this time. I had come into the chat and I was like, yo, what's going on? Because this is after Murray already debuted. So I was like, yo, what's going on with because Danny had messaged me privately and they were like, me and Jamie is having issues, Murray is having issues, I don't think we're gonna last. We keep arguing. Chloe and Jamie are just like always MIA. I'm the only one trying to like help Tom. It was like that was basically the story, and I was like, that's kind of messed up. Like, especially when I realized that Tom had basically done the entire debut by himself. That is not a joke. That is very serious. He did the logo. He did the teasers. He did the music.
I think he literally did everything. Material.
He literally did. He did everything, and that's why it was taking so long to come out, because he had to do everything. And when I found that out, I was like, and I went into the girly pop group chat, because remember what I said all the way in the beginning, I was like, Tom DM'd me, and he said he was very happy to have a group with 5 people where he didn't have to do all the work. Months later, the plot is lost, and Tom did the entire debut by himself. Like, it's so insane to me. And I went into the chat and I was like, yo, like, what's on with the group? Why are y'all doing this? Like, where is Jamie? I was gonna confront Jamie because I didn't like how she was behaving, especially towards Danny, who felt like he was being slighted because she's supposed to be in the group chat talking about Murray, and instead she's like hiding out in other group chats. Like, first of all, grow up. Like, so I was like, where is Jamie? Jamie, why didn't you edit anything for the debut? This started such a heated debate in the chat. They were like, especially Tom. Tom was like fighting me, and mind you, I'm trying to like defend him because he done did a whole debut by himself, and it was looking like he was about to do a comeback again by himself. I was like, if Jamie doesn't want to edit, why is Jamie in the group? Mind you, we find out in that second that Tom has been holding Jamie basically hostage in the group. She don't want to be in the group anymore. Her and Chloe keep threatening they're gonna leave the group, right? Mind you, at the same time Marae is debuting, Chloe is having a solo comeback for some reason. The
Yes.
girls did not edit anything on their debut, but she's having a solo comeback. That makes sense to y'all? That makes sense
Not
to
one
y'all?
bit.
Like, so I'm like, why are you having a solo comeback? Why are y'all not doing anything? This and that. Tom is coming up with like these nonsensical excuses for them as to why they are not doing anything. And then at the end of the day, he's like, oh, well, I'm okay with doing everything. I actually like it, this and that. And I'm like,
Literally trying to convince himself and not us. Like, that's
like,
literally what it was.
it was crazy to look at, and I'm like, yo, you are insane. Like, I didn't want to say like you are insane, but like you have been like manipulated. Like it was given that you have been
Yeah.
manipulated, and all four of them walked all over you basically. And it was like low key kind of like embarrassing to look at because it's just like yikes, yikes. Because even in the beginning, when the group started, he would come into the girly pops group chat. He was like, "Marae is never in the group chat, this and that," and it's just like, has the group always been this way? According to Danny, it was not always this way, but woof, woof. I feel like by the time February came around, he should have just dropped all of them and continued the group, and that's what I said when he disbanded it. But there was a reason why Murray disbanded, and it's not what they said. Um, Basically, after that argument, right, the art settles. Jamie, she doesn't leave, but she's not in the conversation anymore. She basically just ignores the group chat as she always does. And I'm just like, wow, like, this is how y'all live? Like, yikes. So after that, I go into like our SWAT group chat and we're like discussing the aftermath of that situation because we're all like very shocked because we didn't know that it was like that in Marae. Like we thought that everybody was trying to work on something. We had no idea even that Tom was the one that was doing the teasers. We thought it was like Danny or something.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why, like, to touch back on why me and Zoo will always ask about like their progress. There would be many times in the group chat we'd be like, "Oh, where's this? Where's Chloe? Where's Jamie?" And like, what was the response every time? "Oh, she's somewhere in Edmonton. What was she making?" And then they would like imply like it would be like from Murray.
Yes.
Tom, like, cause I like,
You just awakened a memory. I completely forgot about that whole thing.
yeah, like every time, like it happened way too many times. It happened way too many times, like them to not even like actually help Murray, because like I know Murray. There was one point where they actually was going to come back in February, but they scrapped their original work and then like rebranded before they even come out. Because Tom did send receipts on that. Like he shows like their original teasers and stuff, and why they had to push stuff back in like February. That still doesn't explain why they debut all the way in April. Like if you scrap in late June, no, it was like January.
And
Like
the teasers were not done, by the way. Tom was still doing them.
Yeah, they literally
like,
scrapped everything in January, like early February ish, and they came out debuted in mid-April. It was like around April 14th, I believe, like the week of April 17th. Y'all debuted in the middle of April, but mind you,
it was April 11th, no 12th.
Yeah, it was like around that week. Was it? I'm not sure if I remember this correctly, but wasn't Tom making the teasers as he went?
Yes, basically
he was.
Yeah, like mind you, and they had like literally a whole like schedule. He posted the schedule early April, and he was making the like full teasers as, but mind you, like you had like you scrapped in January, you had like a whole month or two to prepare. What the fuck are you doing? And mind you, while that's happening, when we would have conversations, it was, oh, Chloe's editing, oh, she's doing this, she's doing that, and that'd be the same for Tom and the same for other members. But in the end, it led to only one person truly working, and when that one person was truly working, they was fucking behind like shit. Like, what was happening? Like, another thing that I hate is that they did not communicate well at all. Like,
At all.
they didn't communicate. They didn't communicate as well as a friend group. Like with just them, like else, they did not communicate well. And then when it came to us being a whole friend group, they did not communicate well with us. Like us three, we can be like verbally open, it's like no problem. But with them, it was like talking to a fucking brick wall sometimes. Like it was very frustrating at times. Hence why when y'all was asking for promo on Phonic label, Tom took that and
Honestly.
comfort. Like he Iraq. Like, what are you fighting for? Like they would not get the message at times. And like that's why, like I said earlier, it would feel like we'd be pulling for us to know shit, because they would not communicate well. For what reason? But they were just like fucking like, is it secret? Is that the word I should use? Or like it's like dumb?
You know why it probably took so long for why Tom had to make those teasers like as the day went by. Working on that fucking song literally took forever. Like this song, I don't even know why it took so long, because it's not like the ending product was some Zunder ass shit or something. Like that's not really what it was. But I'm not gonna be an asshole, but it wasn't, for the amount of time it took, like literally like 6 months. Why are we singing Vocaloid? Why are we singing Vocaloid? I want to know.
Yeah, personally, I never liked Tired. I didn't voice my opinion. In the time, like, the comeback was, like very fresh. Like, I did not want to be a fucking Debbie Downer and be like, y'all, this is not it. I had no, especially because I had no room. Like, I do not edit at all. So, like, I didn't want to come in there with my bad vibes. But for you to be working on one song for weeks, still sound like Jisoo is singing in a fucking microwave, where it's like, is it really worth it? Is you putting this kind of effort, is it really worth it?
The only
it wasn't.
The only slay on that song was the bridge, and I think I wasn't fake about it. I only posted the bridge on Array. That's the only thing I posted because that's the only thing I liked. Everything else was fucking decade flashbacks, like literal flashbacks.
But when I said that,
Right.
I got cussed out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it like it had grew. It like I'm not gonna shit on that. It had a little vibe. It wasn't. It still wasn't. It was, the whole thing was a given. It gets to a point where it's like, now y'all know y'all could do a little Apple Music search. Like y'all could find a little something on Apple Music, Spotify. Like you did not have to make a whole crafted song.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. And then the group lasted for literally 3 days. Like I know he feels stupid.
That's probably why he left with no fucking word, because he spent all that time arguing over Murray just for what?
I just also want to add in that one day that Chloe came into the chat and saying that Jamie cannot be here right now because she was editing all day for Murray. We have never saw.
Right, but then after that,
she was like, "I don't like this group. I want to leave." So what was she editing? The golden.
Yeah, I want to know. So they just be lying. That's one.
All right. So
But
now that we got that over, that was
uh
the last fight that we had before the big blowout.
yeah, big summer blowout.
So basically, what had happened is me and Aja, we would talk about the situation that happened between Chloe, Jamie, Tom, basically Regina and Kiki. If you don't know the situation, then I don't know how. It's like it's lore. It's lore at this point. Like basically, Noor fell apart because Chloe made the accusation that I don't know. I don't want to admit because it feels so personal. Like it's such a personal fight, and
Yeah,
that's why I didn't feel
it's
comfortable being friends with them anymore. And I was
right.
like, no, it's all or nothing. Like basically, what had happened was Chloe and Kiki were in a group called Noir. Most of you will probably know that. The group
Yeah,
fell apart when, well, it didn't fell apart just yet. Basically, and Jamie was in a group. Jamie and Danny was in a group called A Punk, and I guess there was some drama between them. But eventually, like I guess Jamie became cool with Chloe. But before this,
hmm
Jamie was a part of this doxing group, and this
yeah,
group almost doxed Kiki, and they were like threatening her, and they basically made her life a living hell. And so Chloe was there at the time, and Chloe was trying to be like, I guess, there for Kiki, and Kiki liked that, and Kiki was like very appreciative of that because that's your friends. You're supposed to be there for your friends. Somewhere along the line, Kiki gets her phone taken away, and like all of that happens. So she's not there, right? Somewhere in between that time, Jamie and Chloe become friends. And Chloe introduces, I guess, Jamie to Kiki, and Kiki's like, okay, whatever, like, I guess. Um, Kiki says to Chloe, I think, that basically she feels like Jamie is trying to steal Chloe away from her because Chloe and Kiki are best friends. So she says that, and then Jamie's like, no, like, I promise that's not what's going to happen. That's exactly what happened. Um, and basically, Kiki gets her phone taken away again. And this is where the real mess begins.
free her.
For some reason, I don't know how because they never explained how Chloe found out. But Chloe found out that Jamie was a part of the group that tried to dox Kiki. And of course, she had to tell her because, like, if you don't tell her, that's going to come out either way. So I guess Chloe wanted to get ahead of the storm. So
Hmm
she basically messaged Kiki and she was like, I'm gonna tell you something, but please don't be mad at me. And Kiki was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And Chloe then revealed to Kiki that Jamie was a part of that group. All hell breaks loose. All hell breaks loose. Um, Kiki's upset, reasonably so. I would be upset too. And Kiki's
Yeah.
like, why are you friends with her? And then Chloe was basically trying to make herself seem out to be the victim. And she's like, oh, like, if being friends with her bothers you that much, I could like cut her off. And I guess Kiki, she didn't want to like be controlling or whatever because you don't want to say like who everybody could be friends with, who everybody can't be friends with. So I guess Kiki, like at the time, she let it be, but like over time, Jamie and Chloe became closer, and then there was a point in time where Chloe, the whole Regina Chat was basically making fun of Kiki and about that same situation that Kiki made very clear was very traumatizing for her. Like she basically wiped all her socials down because she didn't want to get doxxed. Like she's still a minor. That's very serious. And they were like kikiing in the chat, like it was nothing. And that triggered Kiki, and she was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. And for some reason, along the way, this story gets like twisted and reworded by Chloe and Jamie, and they start on this absolute campaign to like slander Kiki's name. It is so insane how far they went. to the point that Kiki left Noir, and Kiki was basically trying to like, she didn't want to out the whole situation, but she was trying to communicate that, this happened to her, and she's like affected by it. But they were trying to like silence her. Like when I say silence her, they were like in her DMs hounding her, like, "Oh, you're gonna make the fans hate me." First of all, you have the most subscribers on out of everybody in Noir. Twice, by the way, twice. Chloe, if you end up watching this, please explain to me what happened to your first YouTube channel. Why did you abandon your first YouTube channel? Explain to the audience that. Explain to the audience why you abandoned your home and you went into another apartment. Let everybody know that, because it seems like you just love creating different identities for yourself. But I'll move on from that.
I think the thing that is like the weirdest about it is when it finally got translated to us, like from their version of the story, because I had no idea anything. Like I just knew that Kiki had left Noir and there was like some drama, but I didn't know exactly what it was, so I never spoke on it. But then when they translated it to us, somehow Kiki had a crush on Chloe and was trying to get in the middle of Jamie and them, and saying that Jamie was like stealing her girlfriend or whatever. I don't think they ever dated. I don't know how that like became a thing, because it sounds like that was completely made up. Like it just never happened. But that was all their stories. Like every single Regina member in that chat said that was what the case was, when it wasn't.
Oh, my bad. I was replying to somebody. So, yeah, like, they made up, like, all these rumors, and they were, like, feeding it to us. And mind you, they had every intention of exposing Kiki. They wanted us to do it. They wanted us to expose Kiki. They didn't want to expose her themselves. They were like, no, we're just waiting on the right moment, and we're going to come to you guys, and you guys are going to do it. They said that Kiki stalked them. They said that Kiki basically was jealous of Jamie. Not true. They said that Kiki was trying to break them up. Not true. They said that Kiki was so jealous that she was like turning into like a Disney villain, basically, and she was so toxic they had to cut her off. That's not true. Every single accusation they made against her, which was Chloe was the main one making accusations against Kiki. It's actually the other way around, where Chloe was trying to break up Kiki's relationship and all of that. So basically, Chloe took every single thing that she did to Kiki, twisted it to make it seem like Kiki did it to her. It's so insane. And
literally a fucking Lifetime movie. Like this is
literally like we didn't know this for months. Like I had told Aja about the situation when Chloe and Jamie first explained it, because I was like, Aja was here when all of this went down, like, so I just feel safe telling her about it. And she was like, this sounds like BS. I know Chloe. Chloe is not the victim in any situation, and yada yada. But months went past, and we was like, whatever, like, it's gonna happen. And I used to tell Aja, I was like, I think Kiki's gonna get like aired out one of these days, because they used to be like so passionate about how much they hate Kiki. Like they were like getting to the point that they were gonna like air everything out. So I would go and tell Aja, like, I think it's gonna happen tomorrow. I think it's gonna happen today. Like they are very pointed about what they're saying and how much they hate her. And basically, what was I gonna say? Oh, basically, Aja came to me. It was a random day, mind you. The week before, we argued with Marae over, making Tom do everything. So the group chat is already on thin ice.
Yeah.
Yo, Aja comes to me just such a random day, and she's like, "Where are you?" Kiki has found all the receipts. She's aired all of them out in our group chat. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Aja started sending me so many receipts. She couldn't send me the voice memos, but like Kiki was like she was basically telling her truth, and she had all the receipts to prove every single thing she ever said, and every
Also,
single thing they said about her, and she had
yeah.
everything to back it up. It's insane. Like, if you look at the receipts, we had to post them on KTS and also go online to show you. Like, the receipts are so insane. I knew from then on, like, even though I left like only 2 months after, I just knew I wasn't gonna be able to trust anybody anymore after that. Like, they lied about every single thing. Like, even to the point where they said that Kiki called Jamie a rapist. She did not call her a rapist. The receipts show she didn't. They literally took her words and ran with it, and that was gonna be like their main accusation. Like, that was their nail in the coffin for her. Like, when that happened, they were like, "Oh, we're definitely gonna air her out." Over something that she didn't even say. Like, they were planning to ruin her life. They already booted her out of K2, but her still being there annoyed them enough that they were gonna, like, straight up dog her out and get her out of here. It's so insane. And we were like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, we had to go in a group chat with Kiki, and we were like, and I was like, "Kiki, tell SWAT what you told me and Aja, because that is insane." And they started reading, and they were like, "Whoa, whoa!" I even had to get Cam involved, and I was like, "Cam, come look at this! Like, holy hell, these girls have been playing victim for months." They even got Danny dissing Kiki. Danny and Kiki don't even have no history. Kiki ain't do shit to Danny, and Danny's in the group chat dissing her. Like, what? Wow. Wow, like, so we're like, no, we gotta confront them, and we did. We went into that group chat, we stormed it. We sure did. We stormed it. No, we didn't. I remember Shy was like, "No, we have to wait because time zone is different." So we had to wait, and we had to prepare everything. It was so insane. We prepared everything. We prepared our paragraphs and what we were going to say. And she basically timed it out so that we could make sure that so he could respond to these allegations. Because he was involved with it too.
Which, by the way, a lost fucking cause. He didn't say shit.
No, he did, but it was like days after.
Yeah. And then he just like unfollowed us all, and nothing ever happened to come with that again. But it's whatever, you
know. Yeah, so like, and then they start with the stories. Let me open up the drive.
I just want to preface like everything with they never had receipts for anything they said ever.
We have still not seen these receipts to this day, despite the fact that they have saw what we said on ktubeswat, by the way. What is this? These are probably not in order. Let me see. Okay, I have it. This is my first message in the chat. I said, "I don't know when everyone is going to see this, but I need to get some shit off my chest. First, of course, starting with Chloe. Chloe, I don't like how you sat there for months and basically manipulated me, Shay, and Zoo into this story of Kiki being a Disney Channel villain who was possessive, jealous, and obsessed with you, and that she ruined everything, when in reality, the receipts are showing it was the other way around. Just feels very weird to me, fellow dyke sister." When we asked you to show us the receipts, y'all never did. Now it pretty much seems this is why. I don't feel comfy anymore. Because I remember when you were speaking about this situation, I felt very uncomfortable to the point that it was triggering and I had to step away. To now realize that it's you who was saying all of this stuff that had me feeling uncomfortable instead of Kiki makes me feel like I want to throw up. That was my first message. To Jamie, I was like, "Jamie, I feel like you never said that you tried to dox Kiki. In fact, I feel like every time y'all brought it up, that whole era of time would just skip over it and act like blah, 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 only to find out it was some real serious shit," which is true. when they brought up the situation the first time and they explained it over and over again, they never brought up that I had no idea that Jamie was a part of a doxing group. I had no idea that Jamie was a doxer at all. We had no idea of that. When Kiki told us, that was the first time we had ever had like any
Yeah.
that Jamie was a part of any of that. Like, trust me. Because I was super nice to Jamie. If I knew that Jamie was a part of a doxing group, you think I would be nice to her? Doxing? Loser? Come on. Come on. That's loser behavior. I said, and during the entire time of the Sherry situation, I was wondering why I felt like I was the only person in this group chat who even cared or was going hard for me, and with the context it all adds up. Tom, I also feel like you are just as guilty because you are determined to be skipping around with everyone under the rainbow that you barely take into consideration your friend's feelings. It's a pattern of behavior. Sometimes it feels like you lack a backbone. Actually, most of the time. Vibe is off and I feel uncomfy. This doesn't feel right. Y'all talk about this girl damn near every week, and when in reality, it wasn't as black and white as y'all painted it. And that's when Shy said, Danny, you're cool. And I confirmed, like, yeah, Danny, you're fine. Then, was it Jamie? I think this is Jamie. No, it was Chloe. No, who is this?
I
Is this
don't
as relevant
forgot.
as Winter? Or is this?
Yeah, it might be Winter.
No, I don't think so, because the profile picture looks like... It looks like it's one of them. I'm going to just say it. And we going to figure out who it is. One of them said, I was never really into this situation, but given how y'all worded it earlier this week, at the latest point, you very much have been painting Kiki as something worse than what she is. And you got a motherfucker like Tom laughing at the messages versus the
I
fake.
think that's me.
Is it?
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
that's me.
Okay, I think it is. Okay, I think it's Zoo. All right. And you got a motherfucker like Tom laughing at the messages versus the fake support he used to show for her. It's not making sense. It's really looking like you and whoever was involved, most likely Jamie, have twisted the situation to us knowing we or I didn't know Jamie, and that I would go with your word. But after actual as oh what? I wish I could zoom in. I can't. I think she's talking about the screenshot.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but after an actual screenshot of what happened has been shown, it's clear that was a fat ass lie. Yeah, I think that is you.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm a minute. Okay, this is Chloe's reply then. Chloe's reply to me. She said, personally, I've admitted my wrong in this situation numerous amounts of times. It's personal and deep, and there's a lot to it. Once again, victimizing herself in a situation she is not a victim in. It is very odd to me. I don't have receipts. You never do. You still don't. And that's exactly why you deleted your Instagram account when you knew we were about to raid.
Yeah.
Because you knew you had nothing to back yourself up. Anyways, I don't have receipts because for my mental health, as if you're the victim here, once again, I felt it was better to delete any trace of her. You're not the victim. This is so crazy. Like,
at all. Literally
the way
the aggressor.
Literally the aggressor. Like, the way she framed this made it seem like she was personally hurt by the situation. She was not. She came out of this situation so triumphant. She had a solo account. Her YouTube career was still thriving, and now she's debuting in a group. Like, you came out of this unscathed. Like, hello, but whatever. She then said, "But I can go on forever if you'd like. Me and Kiki were friends for over a year, and there's a lot more to it than what has been shown for what has been shown for whatever reason. We have yet to see. We have yet to see what was not shown to us, apparently." I said, also, while we added Chloe, why you sent your followers to raid my GM? This is talking about basically Chloe, like the Disney villain she is. She was a collab with Aja, but it fell through. I forgot what reason it fell through. And basically Chloe stole Aja's whole thing, and then she basically, I'm not gonna say she sent her followers out, but like, you see your followers attacking Aja, you should say something. Like, come on, don't act stupid. They was like accusing Aja of stealing it when really it was the other way around. Once again, a pattern.
Mm.
All right, and what else? Let me go. I'm willing to speak. I'm willing to write. I'm willing to speak. Oh, that's me. Okay, and then who is this? So who was that other person? I'm gonna mix up. Okay. This is Chloe though. Well, I'm sorry that she feels like I did not do that. I had no idea since I considered her a friend for a good long while, not opposed to fixing it. First of all, Aja never liked. Okay, whatever. A friend, like
Speaking of Aja, she just said to tell you to reply to her text.
Oh my god. Interrupting our little podcast for this.
Literally, the ktubeswat podcast.
I can't even press play on her message. Whatever. Okay, back to this though. Yeah, this is once again, Chloe, she has a way of framing things. Her and Aja were not friends for a long time. They did not talk after that whole situation. I don't know what she's on about here. And I replied, but you never really tell us. You just say it's too much and then skip over it, then expect us to believe it. And we did for a long time. That was in reply to her saying that there's a lot more that we don't know that's been shown.
Yeah.
Whatever. And she says again, I don't know what exactly you've been told. First of all, so ominous. So ominous. It's not a TV show.
Yeah.
Like, what are you trying to say? I don't know what exactly you've been told. That sounds like the words of a liar. Does it not?
It really does. Because, like, what? She don't want to reveal nothing that might have not been told to us by Kiki.
Exactly.
And it's funny how anytime you bring up something to Chloe or Jamie, like, I don't have the receipts, but trust me, bro. Like, and it's so weird. It's so weird. Like, that's the thing. Every single time you have anything to do with them, because even when we were exposing Lynn, they didn't send no screenshots. It was only Danny.
Exactly.
And I want to go on the
Danny
record
went
to say,
look back for it.
yeah, I want to go on the record to say, I've always known Chloe was weird.
We all did.
Yeah. But
I feel like out of everybody, like, I only trusted Jamie. That's why all of this hurts 10 times more, because I was closer to Jamie. Like, yo,
You see, I thought I could trust Winter, and I wasn't even like cool with her like that or anything. But I thought that, like, we had like a little bond going on. You know, everyone was calling us twinum. You know, she really like betrayed me. I feel like that's wild. That's what got me in the group chat.
I still don't know the fate of what. Oh my god, we didn't even talk about that.
Oh yeah.
About when Tom.
Oh, when we added, yeah.
Yo, okay, we'll get to that after this. We'll get to that after this, because that's a whole can of worms.
Yeah.
Once again, this is the 13th reason right here. That is like the 12th. This is the 13th. This is the nail in the coffin. This whole situation. She said, I don't know what exactly you've been told. Then, who is this? I think this is Zoo now. Why'd you change your name in the middle? No, that had to be Winter.
Yeah.
Or somebody else. I think
we still
either that or you change your name.
We still getting confused. Like,
because who is that? Like, the name. I think that was M.
It might have been M. Or,
yeah,
I know Jane said something in that too.
Yeah, it clicked for me. I think that was M. Because I seen Danny's message above that, and it had a totally different thing. Yeah, that was probably M. Okay. All right. Got it. Zoo says, y'all said Kiki was obsessed with you and trying to stop you and Jamie from coming together. Confirmation right here. What I just said earlier. But the whole time we see screenshots of getting buck with her girlfriend and mad possessive. Exactly. Exactly. Chloe
Yeah.
said, it all started when Kiki got upset because I was friends with Jamie, and I told her more times that I can count for that I completely understand. What does that mean? Like, you could say
Right.
you're still friends with her, so what does that mean? It means nothing. She said, especially since I was a big part of what happened. She was mad at multiple Nora members for things to her, and I tried very, very hard to let her know that I completely understand where she's coming from. You see how that whole statement is like very vapid? It's like it's just words. It's just
Yeah.
you could tell somebody that you understand, but your actions aren't given that because not only do you not confront Jamie, you go and you date the girl,
Literally.
and then you all are still friends with her and you invite her into your group. So how is that saying I understand? You don't understand. You don't understand. Your actions are to understand. And that's what I said. I was like in response to that, I was like, so if you understood, why are you still friends with Jamie? This is literally what you did to me with Cherry. Well, all of y'all did to me with Cherry. It's like watching history repeat itself. I'm on pause bad right now. Basically, what I'm referencing the situation that happened before then, where they all knew what Sherry did to me, but they still followed her and like
Yeah.
interacted with
Got her
her.
under the company, added her to the company.
Yep, yep. She was a signed artist and everything, and it's just like you say you understand, but do you? Because your actions don't say that like at all. And then Chloe follows up saying, "I also didn't know what Jamie had done at that point. By the way, as if it matters because look what happened afterwards. You're dating her, so like,
Mhm. Literally her girlfriend. Like, and you, everybody know it. Like, come on. It's just the fact that I still can't get over like the absolute twist they took on the story when Chloe was literally like sabotaging Kiki's relationship with someone and then saying that Kiki was jealous of her. So
exactly.
wild, so wild.
I
That
still can't believe that either. That was like the lie of the century, and all of them kept up with that lie. And I'm like, how?
literally all of them. Like that was like one of the main focal points other than the like fake ass rapist comment. Like that was the thing that they would always bring up. Like Kiki was so jealous and all this stuff. Like when they would make jokes about how Kiki was what was it? Greed or jealousy or whatever. And the music video for Apple, they were like, well, it's fitting because she was so jealous of Kiki and Jamie. Not even true
Basically,
in the slightest.
basically. And Danny was calling her a snake. She said it
Yeah.
was very fitting, and it's just like y'all did all of that, and it's not even true. Like, the next screenshot says, is what I said. I said, yet you really didn't care, and it still burned to Jamie. And then, so I can't see why Kiki wouldn't care if you was having a panic attack. Because look at what you did to her in her time. This is referring to basically, when Chloe told Kiki about what, no, no, no. It was when Kiki was almost getting doxxed. That whole situation. Basically Kiki was having a panic attack because like you're getting dogs like that's scary. This is a scary
Hmm.
thing, and for some reason Chloe was like making it about herself, like 100% not caring what Kiki was going through, and she was trying to make it seem like Kiki was overreacting and all that. So basically Chloe in return then comes up with this BS story and it's like, well, Kiki didn't care about my panic attacks. And it's like, yeah, after you did that to her, why would she not do that to you? I would do that to you. If you over
Literally.
here telling me I'm overreacting and treating me like that while I'm having a panic attack, you better bet when you were on the floor sobbing and crying, I'm not gonna care. I'm not gonna care.
Literally. And it's just so much hypocrisy from that whole group. Like consistently just being thrown at you. Like almost every single person in that group chat was a hypocrite, or just
Literally.
no backbone like Tom.
Oh, yay. Okay, so Chloe then replies, and I said numerous times that I was wrong. Spend weeks at a time doing nothing but apologizing and trying to make shit right. This is a lie. I don't even, like, this is a lie. This is just a lie. This doesn't even need to be proven as a lie. Like, if you know Chloe, this is not something that she does. Did Kiki tell you all of this? Because Kiki messaged me and told me that she wanted nothing but to move on. So, yeah, of course the victim will tell you that. Of course she wants to. Because you had everybody in the group chat villainize her. This is so crazy. I said, all right, so why are you in here not acting like Kiki did you wrong for saying this while you had an exact attack? That's my point. Tick for tack, eye for an eye. Exactly. Who was Instagram user? Was that Winter's account?
It might be. It's probably her, honestly, because she deactivated when that whole thing went down.
Yeah, and I don't know why. Once again, two people that have no backbone, Tom and Winter. And then I don't have the other screenshots for the situation, but all of the screenshots are on KTS, so you could still find it there. It then turned into Jamie. Jamie gave, first of all, Shy, why didn't you include that long message in here? The one where Suzuni was like, did you send me a track list?
It is in there.
Oh
No,
my
no.
god! Oh my god!
Jamie's
Yeah.
thing is on the drive.
No, it's not.
Yes,
Am I
it is.
bugging?
I
No,
sent it.
You sent it to ktubeswat.
Yeah, because I screenshot and put it on the drive, and I was laughing.
Is it in here?
That was too funny to not include. I know I put it on there.
It's not in there. No, it's not in there. I'm gonna refresh and watch. In the Jamie drive?
No, it should be under 417.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not in there. No, it's not in there. I promise you, you could go and look. It's not in there.
Hold on.
All right. I'll upload it right now.
I'm finna read this shit out. I'm finna do it.
Okay, Zoo got it.
I about to say, like, I still got it.
Let me make sure I have it pulled up. Like, actually, okay, I found
Hold on,
it.
matter of fact,
So,
and I check now.
So she popped in with this shit that she wrote in notes app. Stupid as fuck. Cause
Jamie, by the way, just to clarify.
This is
and why is there
she
now?
She had 3 fucking
All right.
songs at the top of it. This long ass space. She said the 3 songs are Now You See Me, This Is the End, and Lovely Bones. You see, at this when I first seen it, I was like, did this bitch just write me a poem? And then I seen Lovely Bones. I knew exactly what that song was. So she goes on to say, okay, I'm just gonna say my part and then I'm done for the night because I can't do this today. I take responsibility for what happened to Kiki. No, I personally didn't, nor tried to dox her. But the people that I associated with did, and for that I heavily apologize, not once but twice, and I'm doing so right now. Right now, I'm just going by my memory, which isn't that good, but I do remember Kiki and I agreeing to try and move past it. I don't completely know what happened behind the scenes with Chloe and Kiki, but that's what Kiki and I agreed on. Kiki had her phone taken at the time, so she wasn't even that active in the group chat, and she did express to me in DMs of feeling left out. That's that I was taking her best friend, which I reassured her I had no intentions on doing so. From the point on, the everything was cool, but an exposing K2 post triggered something again. Hold on, I'm gonna finish this in the next thingy. So I said, do we just get sent a damn track list? Because not only did she write this shit in notes app, didn't proofread nothing because there's a big ass space in it. And and then she said, hold on, I'm gonna write something else. Never wrote anything else, I think.
No, this.
Didn't even
I don't recall her ever replying back.
Literally. Didn't finish shit. did not finish it, and you were writing it in Notes app. You had all the time to finish it.
Oopsie. Oh, I thought I muted something. But yeah, like, yo, she said that and she dipped out. Mind you, she was still opening the chat. I was adding her. I was like, Jamie,
Yeah.
come back. Jamie, reply. Like, you're, and you know what's crazy? So you see how, let me pull it up. As Zuni just read, she said, where is it? I take responsibility for what happened to Kiki. Right? She's saying this. In the next group chat with Marae, she is literally cussing out Danny for
Yeah.
agreeing with us, for siding with us. And she's telling Danny to take screenshots of what's going on in this chat. I wonder why. Because she ain't come forward with none of these screenshots. We all know why. We all know why. Because you can't, there's nothing in these screenshots that she could use to make herself look like the victim. You and your girlfriend are clearly the worst of the worst. Like,
Yeah.
she was yelling at Danny,
Yeah.
Tom, yelling at Danny, saying Danny's a traitor because Danny chose to believe the people with receipts instead of believing them, who still to this day have never showed receipts for what happened.
Yeah. They were so pissed off that Danny apologized. And I don't have any idea why. Like, they shy.
Bro, just shut the fuck up and just answer.
Hold on. Anyways, but she was so fucking mad at Danny because Danny was apologizing to Kiki for like just talking shit about her with no receipts, because that's exactly what Danny was doing, and so they apologized for it, as they should. And what the guy yelled at, like, no wonder they was upset. Why they literally forced Winter and Danny to leave Array.
Yes. Speak about that situation now, Zoo. About that situation is so crazy.
So there's a little background to this before this happened, before I even asked Danny and Winter if they want to join Array. Originally, Winter and someone else, I don't know if someone else was involved, but maybe Danny, I don't know. But Winter, for sure, wanted to try out for Array when we posted our audition. And Tom told her flat out no. He was like, when we confronted him, we were like, why would you say no? Like, that doesn't even make no fucking sense. He was like, well, I was just afraid that she was going to leave me and I was going to lose my friend, and, because we were doing Marae and stuff. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's literally just a group. Like, why would you lose your best friend just because she joined Array? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So, like, we were kind of side-eyeing him for that. And then, to make matters worse, the night that everything went down, Marae had disbanded, and I knew Winter and Danny wanted to be in Array, so I asked them in the group chat, do y'all want to be in Array? They said yes. I added them to the group chat. We was making a few jokes. Out of nowhere, Danny leaves, and so does Winter. Well, Winter didn't flat out leave because she deactivated her account instead, but Shy eventually removed her. We find out that Tom and maybe Jamie. Jamie. They were like harassing them, basically saying, "Oh, why would you join that group, etc., etc." Telling them to leave, all this. So Danny obviously left. As soon as they got in there, left, and even after this, because Danny is back in Array. Even after this, they were making sly comments. They were Jamie made a whole different account to just comment something weird or
the
make
account was called Losers in 4K.
Yeah, Losers.
I remember
in 4K.
that very distinctly.
Yeah, just because Danny was in Array, like literally didn't want Danny to be in Array. I guess probably because of us. But it's even weirder when you think back to the fact that Tom originally didn't even want either of them in Array. Like, So it's not like they just came up with this after we all stopped talking. Like, it's something that Tom is weird. He's really overprotective, but your best friends don't even know who you really are.
Literally.
Like, how does that make any sense? Like, I don't.
You can zoom in. I'm an idiot. Okay.
Just
Keep
a
going.
weirdo. He's just a weirdo. He knew Array was struggling at the time too to find any editors.
And
So,
Array was signed under the company.
yeah, signed under Phonic. So literally, is fuck Array. It's always has been. With them at least. So it's just, it's just like weird things that you can just look back on, I guess. Because Jamie's still like pissed to this day that Denny is an Array. And the thing is, it's so funny because we talk about this all the time, but it's clear that there's some kind of fucking hierarchy, if that's how you say it. In
Yes.
Regina, because they don't give a fuck about M. And M talks to us. We still have a group chat with them. We still support M. M follows like mostly all of us, I think, except for Shy. And they don't give a fuck. But when Danny was doing it, it was like Danny just killed their parents. That's what it was like. Like Danny committed the biggest betrayal he could have, or they could have. So I was like, why don't y'all care about M? Like, it's clear y'all have favorites. And then let me not even. But it's just the whole Regina Chat's weird. Oh, Jane and Jason too. Yup, them.
Basically. It's so like crazy, and that is the true reason why Murray disbanded.
Mm-hmm.
Because that whole situation went down, and then the next morning we woke up and they were posting like, oh, Murray is done, but we're all like still friends, and it ended on like such cordial terms. Meanwhile, they cussing out Danny in the DMs, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how manipulative they are. Like, it's insane. And I said, and even disbanding Murray was like a manipulative move because, like I said, Tom did everything, so there was no need to disband. He could have just kept going on with his little group, but no, just gotta play that victim card one more time. It is so insane.
Yeah, I think after this, we're only at the what happened recently. I think because
I'll let Shy take that home. Like,
yeah.
I can't even begin to speak about that. That has to be like the worst betrayal, the worst offense of this whole thing.
Yeah, literally big moves. But I don't know if Shy's here. But in between.
Oh, I'm here. What are y'all talking about?
Oh, what happened recently? What you found on
Yes.
All right, yeah, I'll just take this the fuck home. So, one thing about me, I'm a foul. It's sometimes the time might not be, but it will come. Y'all know this. SWAT knows this. SWAT knows that I'm a very, I say spiritual. It's more of a on the negative side. I am a manifester. I when I wish for something, it happens. Y'all, from the moment the whole fallout with Murray happened. Now, I've been friends, but prior to that, I was friends with all of them. I know some of their weird shit. And when it came to Jamie, one thing about her, she had pages. The amount of pages she has is the same
amount of pages she has. Yo, I'm putting every single week. We can't even track down every single one. That's the crazy part.
Literally.
She has more
like
pages.
Over 20.
Bro, she has more pages than Angie's. She has a damn army of pages.
Literally.
And we joked about this in the group chat. Like, you got page after page. And the crazy part about them is that, like, during that time, she was active on all of them. She not as active on all of them now, but she very much like the Thanos of fucking ktube pages. Like, she got them bitches all on her arm, her sleeves. So I knew once we fell out, and I know them. I know if they're not gonna talk shit publicly, they're definitely doing group chat. It's the same shit that we did with them. Talking shit was like the main basis of our friendship. It was fun. It was informational. It was everything that we did. It was like literally the main basis of our friendship. So once we fell out, I just knew. Always in the back of my head, I'm like, I know they in a fucking group chat talking about me. The whole time that we was falling out with them, I just kept saying it. I'm like, bro, they're definitely talking shit about us. They're definitely talking shit. And at the same time, I knew that they will never come back because they're not like that. Like we said many of times, Zach fucking call. We've always said that one thing about them, they'll be in the group chat and they will talk the most shit when it comes to actually having to go out with something. Like when it
Never.
went, like they never did. Like
not once.
they would never put through with it. The only person out of that entire friendship, like that friend group, the only person who would like put their money where their mouth is Danny. Danny, he will talk shit in the group chat, but he cause fucking havoc on the timeline as well.
Literally.
I'll give that to Danny. All them, Danny is the one that's not scared. I'll give that to Danny. He's the most boldest of all of them. As far as like printers, the rest of them, they will talk a lot of shit, but when it comes to having to be like public, it was like, oh, not right now. When the time's right, nah, like, okay. So while we fell out with them, we chose for some reason. We just chose. Well, not even for some reason. Like I said earlier, we was like good friends. We were besties at one point. So being the nice KT were at the time, we decided not to post them on the page because we're not going to sit here and act like we wasn't just like, supporting them heavy with Moray's comeback. Well, let me not say we. Zoo and I was supporting them heavily with their debut. And mine was literally like they debuted on the 14th. We fell out on the 17th of that April. So literally after they debuted, we fell out. And like I remember being so embarrassed because we was literally promoting, like me, I was promoting their teasers. Peep how I stopped once the video came out. I did not want to endorse that anymore. Anyways, we gave them the benefit of the doubt. We was like, you know what, we're not gonna like post them like this is fresh. Like they were literally our friends,
Literally.
and we had respect for them at one point. So we didn't treat them like anybody else in K2. We just, went our separate ways. But like I said earlier, when we went our separate ways, they remain, shit continued to happen. And one of the shady things that continued to happen was when we still kept in contact with our friend Danny. Now, Danny, he was way closer to them as he was to us. But when that whole falling out thing happened, we separated Danny from that. Realistically, he wasn't involved in that realistically. Now when he was their friend, he was definitely being a follower. He was participating in that, but he never had direct beef with Kiki. Even Kiki's cool with Danny. Like we had no talks away Danny because we like for his actions and everything, and that's what pissed them off heavily. And I already I believe I brought that up, like how they was in the group chat cussing him out, like Jamie and them.
Yep.
Yeah. So when they literally like was doing, what do I call it? Because it's not even like they like cut him off because they was still trying to be friends with him, but in a weird way. Like they was still like harassing him and shit. Like yeah, like it wasn't even like because they was pissed at him, but it wasn't
It
even
was
like
being passive aggressive.
yeah, like holding his grudge towards him and like if y'all mad at him for still being like speaking his fucking truth, why are y'all keeping him around? Why are y'all keeping him lingering around? And like using him as a fucking like a puppet and shit like that. Like that shit's not cute. So on our end, we still remain good touch with Danny. And I believe you already mentioned how we had him in Ure with Winter at one point. And yeah, so we let Danny join Ure because of other reasons with previous members leaving. So we shut up. We let him take another slot in Ure, and we was gonna let Winter stay, but she fucking left like a fucking dumbass. Anyways, we
these winter trades.
we remained like regular with Danny, like, and time after time they would do weird shit towards Danny because they were still mad that we were cool with him. That was really what made them like very upset because Danny was their best friend. He was a part of their friend group. But like the weird shit they would do, like they would make weird like statements like, "Oh, have fun with your friends, with your new friends." Bitch, we was ain't no new friends. We was friends with all of y'all until April 17th when Kiki provided receipts to defend herself. But they would say weird shit to try to make Danny feel bad. Even got to one point where somewhere in May, late May or mid May, who was it? It was fucking Jamie. Jamie had exposed Danny's name, his government name, well, their government name, my bad. They had exposed Danny's name in a group chat filled with people that like now does not like them, and literally sits in a group chat at around that time, sitting in a group chat filled with people that like do not like them. And we even have receipts on the conversation with Jamie directly, and she admitted the screenshots that she literally exposed their name in the group chat all because she was mad. All because she was mad. Now, I know when regular people are mad, they do all types of things. They have an outburst. They cry. They fucking just take a nap. They eat or something. They be on their phone and just ignore it. Those are regular things that happen. I do not know one person on earth that would just openly dock someone out of fun. As somebody that you literally call your bestie, literally not too long ago. Who does that? Who in their right mind does that? And the reason why they found out was because it was literally from an outsider, like somebody that's not even directly in their friend group. It was somebody like a mutual that told them like things that been they told them what been happening in that group chat and like how their name got out. Like Danny didn't even know themselves until like that person told them. Like who in their right mind does that shit? So that happened in May. And around that time that happened, I remember confronting Jamie on her account.
What the hell?
And wait, hold on, give me 1 second. My laptop is on 8%. I'm about to switch over to my phone. Let me switch. But I remember I forgot. I was just mad that Jamie was out here doxing Dylan. Jamie was out here doxing Danny. But was still in their story views because that was when Danny had their little their fan made music video
Mhm.
for Headshot. That
Yes.
was when he was promoting that, and like she was all up in the story views. And I feel like if you beef with somebody and you're out here doxing them, the last thing you should be is like in their story views, active on their page. That's
Literally.
just so weird. So I remember going on her page. I'm like, I'm trying to understand, like, why are you still checking for Danny? You want to eat their ass or something? Like, what are you doing? That's literally what
Literally.
I said. I was like, you want to eat their ass? And she was like, oh, please, I watch people's stories when I'm bored, and Danny was one of them. And I'm like, oh, okay, but did you stream though? Like, did you stream that comeback? You're not gonna be here for free. You better show some type of support if you're gonna be doxing people for fun, but watching their stories for free. Something's gonna have to give.
Yeah.
She goes into Danny's DMs and like literally talking about us and talking to them, and they provide screenshots on that. But they was going back and forth, and that's how we found out like she was the one that exposed their name. Now that after that point, that was like, all right, you've gone too far. Like the whole Murray falling out thing, that took a whole lot of straws. But after found out Jamie was out here doxing Danny for no reason, or because she's mad, like hormonal, that was like, you know what, y'all got one more time. That was the like one of the last straws for me. After that, I was like, you know what, y'all got one more time to do something fucking weird. Fast forward to literally like 2-3 weeks after, early June. I should say it was around June 5th. We was in the mid. Who was we already exposed on KTS? Cause I remember when that whole Jason and Jane thing happened, we was already arguing with somebody on KTS, but
I'll
then they
check.
came out of nowhere, huh?
I said I'll check right now.
Yeah, we was like literally in the midst of choosing KTS. Then,
It was Cactus.
Yeah.
oh yeah, so this is when this is what the fuck happened with Cactus. Cactus was
Cactus and Labyrinth. Or whatever, however you pronounce that. That's when that went down.
right. Got it. So while we was literally on our page going back and forth with fucking Labyrinth and Indigo, wherever the fuck his name was at the time, we received a screenshot. Wait, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Can y'all hear me?
Mhm.
Oh my Jesus fucking Christ.
Yo.
Fuck.
What?
All right. Can y'all hear me now?
Uh-huh.
Hello?
Yeah. Hello?
What the fuck? Why is my speaker off? Hold on, let me find my AirPods. Fuck.
Mhm.
What the hell just happened?
That echo was crazy.
All right. Now can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Does the audio sounds regular?
It sounded better than it was on that computer, if we being honest.
Yeah, that was wild.
Ignore that. Ignore that. It was a little feedback. Ignore that. Any fucking words. That's what I was saying. Fuck. Where was I at? We alright. So we was in the
Cactus
middle.
explaining that, like,
All right. So we was already in the middle of a segment. Cactus on them. That looks like ktube. Why did we receive a screenshot from one of our, our how should we consider this the page that we're cool with? Our cousins. We just won't call them our cousins. We received a screenshot from our cousins, our T cousins, and it was a screenshot of what we thought at the time. We thought it was Jane talking about us in group chat, a K-Collab chart group chat. And we was like, you know what? Well, not even we. It was me. I admit, it was me. I saw the screenshot and I was like, you know what? This is my limit. Now I'm gonna provide screenshots for what was said and my thoughts behind it.
It's all gonna be on a Google Drive. Like I will drop the link down and everything so y'all can see what we see.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
it's all there.
basically, let me hold on. Hello.
Mhm.
Oh, all right. So basically, hold on, let me go on SWAT because I don't wanna anything that I said, anything they said, to be clear. Fuck. Damn, we get into a lot of drama. Which time was that? That was right when Val got exposed. So right after,
I forgot about that.
don't gas. Wait. Hold on. I have to find my exact quotes. I believe I archived it because I knew it was going to get deleted. So I'm going to archive.
Where is the album?
Uh, all right, damn, the post was just gone. I guess IG really got to it. Oh well, fuck it.
Isn't it in?
Hello.
Wait.
I don't feel like looking at screenshots right now, but I really can. But basically, the screenshot that was sent to us, it was a screenshot of Jane's account in the group chat, and what was said in the group chat was basically out of nowhere. It was the first message was Jane, it's like quotations on Jane. It was Jane saying that they was going what they said they were gonna be inactive because they're not no they said they were leaving their account because they're not as active in KTube anymore. Which is by the way that's like literally the oldest T. Jane literally shut down her whole company months prior. Why are you still in a K2 group chat even after that? Just to leave that same exact group chat and to repeat everything we already knew.
Yeah.
Like, she literally shut down TBC because she said that she wasn't, like, as interested in K2 as she used to be. Like, there was no point in her, like, keeping a label if she wasn't even, like, into the whole, like, the whole industry, the fake industry, I should say. So, well, it's really Jane's account, but we later found out that it was her boyfriend. That's a lore within itself, bro. The way it's layers on top of layers, like this has gotta be one of the like, and like, how are you going to like edit this? Like, how is this making a YouTube? Like,
Oh my God! Oh wait. Continue with what you're saying. I just
because
found what? Wow,
you sure?
Bestie, I have stumbled into new things. Wow, this is going on.
And it's like we say, well, like, oh, but you just rediscover it.
Just look in the chat and look in the comments, please.
All right,
I'm
but
sorry, I'm interrupting the call. It's just that so much is happening that we don't even know. We're not even up to date on the tea.
all right. Anyways, so go back to what I was
Girl, what the hell?
talking about earlier. I'm trying to find the screenshots so I don't look fucking stupid in here.
What screenshot?
I just want to know what was Jason saying.
Oh.
Oh.
It was something about.
Wow. Not they defended Labyrinth of all.
Not she's still active on that account. Ah, you know what?
What happened?
Look in the DMs, please. Look in the DMs. Just trust me on that.
Excuse me? Why was she in the comment section? But she was literally just saying in the screenshots I was talking about. The screenshots I literally was talking about. Oh, the screenshots I sent her yesterday, she was literally trying to make it seem like ktube was like a community that she's not even a part of, like she doesn't even care about it anymore.
And this is from a week ago, mind you. Wow. Wow. Caught up. Caught up.
Any fucking place. The screenshot was sent to us was from our cousins, and what they was basically what Jason was saying. The first text said, "Hey, I think I'm leaving. Sorry," with a sad face, and then he later comes back. Mind you, this whole time it looks like it's Jane because he's talking from Jane's account. Hey, I'm thinking of leaving, sorry. And then he comes back and say, I have a lot of bad blood with people in ktube and I lost interest. Then they was like, it's okay, all right. Then he come back and says, kinda want to say this, but whatever you do not engage or try to become friends with Angel or Ure. Then somebody say, wait, what happened with them? Then he comes back and says they're really toxic people you do not want to engage with. First of all, if we're being fucking clear, we do not know Jason from a can of paint. The only thing we know about Jason is anything that they told us. And when I say they,
Literally.
anybody within the Murray friend group, James friends, any bullshit that we know about Jason, it came from them.
Yep.
So, to be clear, Jason is friends with people that was actively talking shit about her own boyfriend. And we would literally be sitting in group chat talking shit about Jason and Lynn. People that she was actively friends with and talked to as much as she talked to us. So, I don't understand. I never got why Jason had the nerve to be talking about us when we don't even know him. Like, you out here sending people warnings and shit. So I just saw that as, you know what? Now I'm gonna show them why they shouldn't become friends with us. I'm gonna show them why they shouldn't become friends with us. So after that, I once we wrapped up the little cactus situation and ladder situation, I took the lead on exposing Murray. The first post I made was about Jane. If I could find it, but I believe uh, Instagram deleted because it was flagged for bullying. But if I could find screenshots about it, I will send them in the drive. Anyways, I started first. Uh, Zoo came next. I think Zoo posted right after me,
Yes.
and then Mimi put her 2-piece in, and it was literally just like all of us like going back and forth, just giving everybody the 2-piece combo. Cause mind you, it like everything, the whole fallout, the whole Murray fallout by itself, it was already a big load to carry. And we held that in for a long time. Like, y'all gotta give us our props. Usually on KTS, once something happened, you know me, I'll rush to post. Like, I'm literally running to my camera roll to post and talk shit. But we held that in for a good month and a few weeks. So, and on top of that, we gave them chances. And that was like the last straw. It looked like at the time, it looked like it was Jane talking, but it was actually Jason. I'm not sure. Was it Jason talking from Jane's account, or was Jason all along? Like, it
Yo,
was
man, we don't know. Like, we lumping them in together at this point.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
to us it never mattered really because that's like a two-piece combo. If anything, he's included in that circle at the time. So we just literally on the page. I don't think do we even got a clue our responses on Drive? Because if they want to see it, it's on KTS. I'm like, it's on the page, and it was bad. And we provided screenshots, and we said we spoke the truth about certain things. Now, did we violate? Yes, we sure did violate a lot, a whole lot. We did. Everybody did, especially Anaya. Anaya got a lot of things off her chest, and especially because of in the sense of Kiki, because mind you, this whole situation, the whole like basis of the fallout was just to defend Kiki after her like slander for like months and weeks. It was to literally protect her name because they built lies on top of lies to make her seem like a bad person. And then once we finally got the receipts, we turned that camera right around. So once we went on KCS and told everybody the truth, provided screenshots, provided fucking lore and everything, storylines, the type of storylines. We even went on live. I even went on live on Uray's account and showed screenshots on top of screenshots from Kiki directly from her accounts with conversations she had with Tom and Chloe and even Ash, fucking irrelevant ass Ash. I literally screenshots everybody in 4K, mind you. That whole 2 days that was happening, 2 3 days. I'm not sure how long that was. That whole time that was happening, nobody came to us, y'all. Nobody came to us. And when I say nobody came to us, none of the people that we were talking about came to us directly to address things. Everything, if anything happened, it was done subliminally. It was like literally subs that we most likely didn't see, which is why we're making this video right now. Everything they do is done indirectly. Like, it's crazy, including some of the responses we got. Like even after we posted on KTS, fucking Jane and Jason was on their story. Quotations providing evidence. Quotations on that. They were providing evidence on their stories and explanations. Quotations on that. On their story, acting like they fucking cracked the codes and they're in the light and they're in the truth. Whole time, all they doing is proving certain things that we said. I believe in one of my posts, I said that, oh, I told Jane that I thought it was her and she told me it wasn't. Jane was on her story showing me that she told me that it wasn't her. Okay, you literally proved my point that I thought it was you in the group chat and you told me it wasn't. That's not proving the actual fact whether you snitch or not. Like, it was just dumb shit like that. It was literally like, it was just dumb. It's not even evidence. It was just fucking screenshots, literally. Like, nothing they posted on their story debunked what we said. It didn't debunk anything. So, to fast forward, after that, nobody said anything to us. We moved on. We had no choice but to if nobody came to us to say anything. And it wasn't until 2 days ago I was on one of my accounts and I get suggestions, all types of suggestions from like people because my accounts are connected to each other. So there's times where I see people I know in real life suggested on my spam, a spam that I don't even interact with, like people that I know in real life. So I was on one of my burners and I got like two or three K2 suggestions to follow, and one of them was uh, Jamie's spam. So, and now, like I mentioned earlier, she has like a fucking bunch of accounts. When I type on her account, I expected it to be private, like her pages usually are. But this time, the page was public. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, you know what? This is like once in a lifetime opportunity. Like, I'll never have access to her page again. So whatever I want to see, I gotta get it now. While I was friends with her, I wasn't on her accounts like that. Like if I was following her a page of hers, it was like a public page already. So it wasn't like I was missing stuff. But this particular page, this was the fucking gold mine. This was like a do or die situation. So I tapped on her page and I knew exactly what I wanted. I wanted to see if, my theories from June 6th, June 7th would never be exposed. I kept saying to myself, they're really on their pages talking shit. She be the main one talking shit too. So I scroll, yes, yes, yes. I know I had no business doing so, but I scroll all the way down to those exact days we were posting on KTS about Jamie and Chloe and Tom and all of them. I went to that exact date, and boy, what the fuck I found? I found the gemstone of all the gemstones. I found the gold of all the gold. I found everything that I want to see. The screenshot that we found is literally it's literally the reasons why we even came out with exposing them to begin with. It's shit like this, sneaky, disrespectful shit like this that they do is the reason why we're not friends with them anymore. Chloe is literally on 4K. Like, hopefully the screen, at this point, you'll be seeing the screenshots. Chloe is literally on 4K on what was previously a private page. I now have
Jamie.
screenshots. Huh?
Jamie.
Man, fuck them bitches. Well, whoever. I just hate them both. Like, I honestly do not care. Jamie, the screenshots that is shown on display is literal proof of the exact same days that we were exposing Ray. Proof of her talking shit. And not only is she talking shit, she is literally disrespecting who we are as people. Like we wasn't just cool with her a few months ago. And I understand, like, she has the right to be mad. Like, if I was a dumbass bitch getting exposed, I would be behind a private page talking shit like the scary ass bitch I am. If I was that type of person, I would do this. This is understandable. But at the same time, there is a particular person that she is talking about in the screenshots, which is Anaya. Mainly, and one of them really is Anaya. And it's very, very weird coming from her, considering the fact that her and Anaya were very good friends. And out of all people, she should not be opening her mouth to say these types of things and using these types of words so loosely on a page where like people are obviously going to see it. Not even like it's just like 7 people on it or just one. There's literally a good 70, 80 people that's following her account that most likely know Anaya, that know her work, that know her art, and they seen that shit and probably put 2 and 2 together and probably was like, oh shit, and you out here calling her a groomer for no reason. First of all, I'm not sure what type of math she be doing, but everybody knows that literally Aja and Anaya are young adults, both legal, both grown. Anaya did not get in a relationship with Aja when she was fucking 16, 17. They were already legal and like literally out here paying taxes and shit. And you out here calling her a groomer? Why the math not mathing? Where you get that from? Literally pull that out of your ass because you're mad. Just like how you pull Danny's name out of your ass because you were mad. It's the dumb shit that you're doing to try to ruin people all because you're mad. Now, and that's what makes KTS different from bitches like her. Cause I could easily violate her. I could easily post to her face all over our pages and fucking destroy her back. I could have did that the moment I seen these screenshots. But none of us would never stoop down this low to try to make up lies about somebody. And I think that's the problem with her. She always making up lies along with her fucking dumbass girlfriend. They're always making up lies about people. And once they're in the spotlight and once they're asked to tell the truth, they're in the fucking camera, in the spotlight, fucking shaking in their fucking boots. This is why bitches like her will always be talked about. Because of the dumb shit that they do. And I want y'all to see, this is y'all, what the fuck is her YouTube name? This is this bitch Velvet Joy.
Yes, Velvet Joy.
This is y'all Velvet Joy. This fucking little ass girl. I don't even know how old she is. She looks like a little ass girl.
Velvet Joy and Boob Job, but with the 3. That's Jamie.
Where the fuck this bitch is? This is y'all girl. Out here calling people that she's literally cool with groomers for no reason. Pull that out of your fucking ass. How sick can you be? Really? Now, I'm gonna pass the mic over to Zoo, do you want to talk? Oh, I guess not. I'm passing the mic over to Naya because the screenshots is about her and she can speak her truth. And I'm gonna, you know what? Yeah, Naya, you can go ahead and explain why shit like this is triggering for you and why she needs to be fucking chewed the fuck on. Yeah.
The way I can't even say it out loud. It's like it's so okay. I'm probably gonna put it up on the screen because I really don't want to say it out loud and I can't. It's like very like hard for me, but like I personally went through a situation, multiple situations involving that, and it affected me so much so that my own relationship was almost at stake because of that same thing. It was very much a fight that happened, and not only could Aja confirm it, my friends could confirm it, Ali could definitely confirm it, all of them could confirm it because I also spoke to them about the situation. It was a very serious fight, and it came to a resolution, but for me to go through that And then to have my whole relationship almost crumble because of that, because of like the effects of what that did to me. To come back months later for somebody who was supposed to be my friend, who was close to me for months, who I confided in about multiple things, to come back and accuse me of that same very thing, the devastation that I felt yesterday, I can't even describe it. Like, I was just here in my room, I was pacing, I was like cussing at myself. What are you sending? Aja was like
It's
trying to
about
poke
the
me.
mommy.
Oh, okay. Aja was like trying to like say like, they're very dumb, they're very stupid, just don't pay attention to it. But like it hurt. Like it felt like a knife being pushed into me and just dragged throughout my body. Like I cannot even explain how it felt. Like it was just so genuinely painful. And it's like how even dare you get on the internet and accuse me of that when you are friends with literal doxers and you doxed your own best friend yourself? You are a criminal. Stop talking about me, especially in that type of way. For you to be like, oh, they're talking about me over K-pop, and for you to say that in that next breath, for you to say that about me over K-pop, over the same exact thing. The absolute hypocrisy, but also insanity. You have to be more insane than me. I still cannot wrap my mind around like the fact that that was something that was typed out and posted and on your public page, very much so. And you could make the argument that like, oh well, nobody knows that it's about you because I didn't say your name. It really doesn't matter because it's obvious. Is it not? Is it not? If we were in a group chat right now, I would know it was about me because that's what we always used to do. You can't pull a me on me. Like, and that's all I really have to say. Once again, I will be putting Miss Thing, will be putting all her accounts on the screen. I will be putting her YouTube channel on the screen, and I will be putting her girlfriend's YouTube channel on the screen because I'm at the point where I just no longer care anymore. I feel like personally, we have reached a limit where now you're pushing it, now you're accusing me of a little crime, and I'm not about to take it. Like, I'm not dealing with it anymore. This is like my final piece. This is my final two piece. The final coffin where Angel lays, and I'm pushing every single person who pushed it to this point. I'm laying it all out. I'm laying it all out. So that's Chloe, that's Tom, that's Jamie, that's who else? Dylan. I don't care if I'm cool with you now. You're still a part of this. You started this. You were the domino effect that even pushed these people into my life. So I blame you for everything, yes. Who else? Ash. Who else? Who else? I guess we're throwing Winter in the mix because she just abandoned. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, Cactus. Um, Cactus. Who else? Sherry, Kayla, Miro, all of them. Every single person that I named in here is at fault. I don't care anymore. You are 100% at fault. Who?
MTV Russia. He got some part in this.
Okay, yeah, them too. Everybody. Like, you're either complicit or you did it yourself. So, fuck all these people. And that's my two piece. That's where I end off. That's all I have to say. And that's my end. And I'm never bringing Angel back. That is in the ground. That is dead. Everybody who I named ruined that for me. Genuinely. It's so rotten that I can't even keep any relic of it up. I feel like just wiping everything of that group off of me and pretending it never existed. So, moment of silence for Angel. I'm so sorry, but that's over. And I feel bad. I genuinely bad, but like No, 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 no. This is my win. So that's over. That's all I have to say.
Sorry, Michael. Michael. It's You better follow me.
This mashup, yo.
Yeah.
Are we done? I think we're done. Zuni on mute. But yes, that's all I have to say from Angel's Creator. It's me, Nini, off this. Say, I don't know. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Zeus, say something. Like, where are they at?
Their mic is on me. Zoo, say some final words so we can make it to 4 hours.
But they're not speaking. You're not going to say anything. You've been quiet for like a whole hour.
Say goodbye, Zoo. My nigga.
This nigga, yo, like, the fuck? Zeus, say something.
And this dumb fuck.
Yeah, let's just end everything.
Oh.
Alright, bye everyone. Welcome to our channel. Bye everyone. Thank you for watching our channel. Wait, bye everyone. Thank you for watching shprism channel. Is it gonna be on your page?
Exactly. Yeah, it is.
Please subscribe to shprism and Dykes for Swimming. Ooh.
That is not her username anymore, man.
Damn.
I will be putting Zoo's YouTube channel in the description. Aza's, Kiki's, hopefully Shy's. I don't know. She taking her sweet time, but you know.
Oh, yeah, you might have to wait for that one. Yeah, yeah. Alright. So Zoo ain't gonna say nothing like an asshole.
Yeah, Zoo ain't gonna say nothing. Bye, everybody.
Alright. Bye. Alright, let me stop recording.